Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing, remove your hats, and stand at attention as Kira Rambozic sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echo, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
July 4th week brought fireworks across the Badlands, and in Dickinson, the fireworks were palpable in a Sunday doubleheader between the Big Sticks and the Casper Spuds. Badlands kept their perfect home record alive by splitting that series. That will lead into a 5-day break for Big Sticks baseball, easily the longest of the season. Now, for the first time this year, the Big Sticks play host to the Hastings Sodbusters at DCB&T, looking for a chance to maintain early momentum in the ILB second half. The Sodbusters are looking for a way to build some kind of momentum after a tough start to the year and fight back into the second half conversation. It's a team looking for validation against one looking for resiliency. It's Big Sticks, it's Sodbusters, it's Friday night ILB baseball. Hello everyone, and welcome to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark on this beautiful Friday night where we've got an earth-shaking matchup today as the 7-25 Hastings Sodbusters square off against the 21-12 Badlands Big Sticks for the first time this year. As always, I am Dylan Simmons, and we are delighted to join you for this unique game day. The Big Sticks and the Sodbusters have not faced off against each other this year after splitting the series at 2 apiece last year. These two teams have been on different paths to get to this point, as one has been on the edge of true greatness, while the other has struggled throughout the season. However, with the second half comes a new slate and a new chance to establish yourself. Early on, though, it has been more of the same for both sides, with the Big Sticks in the thick of the title hunt and the Sodbusters struggling against tough competition. Hastings is off to a 1-6 record in the second half, while the Big Sticks are in the number 2 spot in the ILB standings. However, an extended break sometimes bodes differently for a team that has been at full throttle, and it might just provide the perfect opportunity for an underdog to strike. And now let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with the Sodbusters. Leading off will be Kyle Hiltbrand in right field, Cale Jensen at left field, Marcos Cabranes at second base, Landon Gaz at first base, Nick Jones in the DH spot, Anthony Chavez at third base, Rusty Wertman at second base, Josh Printer at shortstop, Lane Shires at center field, and on the mound will be Dalton Juden, the pitcher. And for the Badlands Big Sticks, we've got Quade Peters at left field, Keenan Proctor at center field, Isaac Huddle catcher, Danny Rogers first base, Cam Moran right field, Royce Van Dyne DH, Bloss Buckmaster second base, Alex Erlob third base, Marcus Appelhaus at shortstop, Michael Getzinger on the mound, and of course led by head coach Jordan Price. Let's get things underway. Getzinger throws out the first pitch. Big Stick Sodbusters underway. And his first pitch will be a breaking ball that results in a 1-0 count. A bit to the outside. And this one slid in. They're going to call it a ball as well. 2-0 count early. Getzinger, of course, the freshman RHP from Moses Lake, Washington. Commit who will soon play out of Gonzaga University. And this one launched into right field. Deep back near the track, and the catch is made. So Kyle Hiltbrand quickly turned away, as out there in right field today for the Big Sticks is Cam Uran. So that sends on Cale Jensen, number 25, the left fielder for Hastings. And of course, we were talking about Getzinger. He had a 3.79 GPA in advanced classes as well in high school. Very smart player, smart guy in general. Number 2 ranked right-handed pitcher in the state of Washington by perfect game coming out of high school. Plays out of Moses Lake High School where he had 42 innings pitched, 50 strikeouts. This one launched deep to right field, well up and over the wall. Sayonara in the second at-bat of the game. Holy cow, Cale Jensen just launched it to the next dimension. And the Sodbusters take a 1-0 lead. Just like that, a solo home run shot, and Hastings is on top early. Cale Jensen making a statement. Well, the Sodbusters came in as heavy underdogs, but early on, Jensen get things going, so the Big Sticks will have to find a way to answer quickly. Marcus Cabranes will be the next man up. Out of Arkansas Tech, comes from Puerto Rico. And Cabranes will be one of the most dangerous threats tonight for Hastings, as Getzinger watches that one go for a strike. Early on, we've seen the power of these batters, and a lot of what we've seen has been to right field. In fact, the first 2 at-bats both went to right field. Only difference is one got over the wall. Nothing that Cam Uran could do about it. That's a high pitch up and away, and the count moves to 1-1. Cabranes with a 111 at-bats on the year, a 288 average and 32 hits. He'll send this one over towards the shortstop area. Throw to first, and the out is made. That'll be out number 2 very quickly, as Marcus Abelhausen over there as he often is. So Landon Gaz will be the next man up. A 2-out pitch coming up for Hastings. Out of Moore Park, California, plays out of the University of California, Irvine. Playing first base tonight for Hastings. And that will be a ball for a 1-0 count. Michael Getzinger is still trying to find himself a little bit early. These Sodbusters players taking quick note of that and taking advantage. And that'll be ball 2. Gaz was the number 11 first baseman in California coming out of high school. Played at Moore Park High School with a 429 batting average. And he'll send one for a foul ball up and over the light pole, and the count moves to 2-1. And thus far on the year for Hastings, he's had pretty round stats, a 250 average, 11 hits, 1 triple, 9 RBIs. And he swings and misses at this one. The count goes to 2-2. 2s across the board here in the top of the first inning. Getzinger getting ready for the next pitch. He'll drive it down, pitches in, and it's away. Too far to the outside, count moves full. 3-2 with 2 outs for Getzinger. There's Danny Rogers over at first base. He'll be a crucial component tonight, especially for this Big Sticks infield. This one's sent to left center, back at the track, and the catch will be made. Moving him over to center field for the Big Sticks. Usually it's Quade Peters, but this time it's Keenan Proctor out there. And the Hastings Sodbusters, the 1-0 solo home run from Cale Jensen. They got the early lead in Dickinson. We'll be right back after the break. Dickinson with the Big Sticks up to bat.
You have many co-pilots in life. And for 4 generations, we've been happy to help keep you on the road with all of them. Whether it's your first vehicle or your 10th, we're proud to be at your side when you need us. Think of us as the co-pilot that keeps you in the driver's seat. We've been proud to be by your side for 100 years. Here's to the next 100. Sachs Motor Company in Dickinson, North Dakota.
For working on your swing, learning the game of golf, watching a sporting event, or just relaxing and having a drink, the newly renovated Just Golf in Dickinson is just the ticket. Featuring a 4-site golf simulator and a great lounge area with beer, wine, and other drink options available. Just Golf is a great option for any get-together. Book a time online at justinglassnd.com or call us at 483-JUST. For a premium indoor golf experience, Just Golf is just what you need.
Make the most of your summer with a quick stop at Rosie's Food and Gas in South Dickinson. You'll find everything from live bait to lottery tickets. Pick up a hunting or fishing license, or even borrow a life jacket. Cool off with a for real ice cream shake, or pick up a snack on the way to the Big Sticks game. Rosie's Food and Gas, 1 block west of the Astoria Field in Dickinson.
Welcome back to Dickinson, North Dakota. Big Sticks and Sodbusters in game number 1 of the season. Quade Peters will be the leadoff hitter coming out of left field today. It will be Peters, Proctor, and Isaac Huddle for Badlands to start things off on offense. Dalton Juden will be the starting pitcher for the Sodbusters, a guy who's well known across the ILB ranks for some very solid performances this season. Pitches into Peters. And it is a breaking ball for a strike. Set that one down beautifully, and the count moves to 0-1. He will certainly be a tough challenge for these Big Sticks hitters today. Another pitch from Juden. And this one a little bit too far to the outside. Easily the ace of the staff. He has over 37 innings pitched, a 3-3 record, 42 hits, 26 runs given up, 31 strikeouts, and a 5.02 ERA. That one goes upstairs, and the count moves to 2-1. But Peters has a lot on his own plate as he launches one towards right that drifts past the foul pole, and the count will go to 2-2 as it bounces off the clubhouse out there. 2-2 count with no outs. Juden from Coral Springs, Florida, plays at York University and also formerly played at Fayetteville Tech. And Peters will have a fair ball here. Grounding catch made, throw to first, and out number 1 for the Sodbusters. Coming up from the third base spot for the Sodbusters was Anthony Chavez. He takes care of Quade Peters, and that'll send on Keenan Proctor for Badlands. And that is actually Matthew Lewis. So apparently there was a late lineup change that came in just a bit later. So Lewis is on instead of Keenan Proctor as originally expected. So that is Matthew Lewis, folks. And that first pitch will be a strike. Dalton Juden gets an 0-1 with 1 out. And for the Sodbusters to spring the early upset today, they'll have to make sure to capitalize on opportunities and keep these Big Sticks players out of position. So the count now moves to 0-2 off of that foul ball. Lewis ready for the next pitch. It's in, it's on, and Lewis checked it in just a bit, was able to pull back, and the count stays and moves to 1-2 on a ball. Huddle currently warming up. Pitch coming in from Juden, and he sends it right past him into shallow center, and the first hit of the day for the Badlands Big Sticks goes to Matthew Lewis. It's a leadoff single here. So a hit for Matthew Lewis as he gets, as the second leadoff hitter of the day, he gets the hit for Badlands. 1 out pitch coming up for Isaac Huddle. Big Sticks have an early runner on base, and right now what we're seeing is Badlands is making contact early. It's going to be about putting it in an effective position, as Matthew Lewis just did. Team leader in doubles right here, Isaac Huddle ready to go. And that one goes upstairs, count moves to 1-0. We talked about in the top of the broadcast how the Big Sticks have not played in 5 days, and that is the longest break that they have had all season. Usually it's go, go, go when it comes to the schedule. So almost like how you have an all-star break in the MLB, same thing with the Big Sticks. And Huddle launches one into left field. That's going to settle down for another base hit. Lewis on to second. That's where he'll stay, and Isaac Huddle gets a single as well. Back-to-back hits for the Big Sticks. And that sends on Danny Rogers for the Badlands Big Sticks. Ready to absolutely smoke a baseball today out of Loras College in Grays Lake, Illinois. And he upped his own stat total against the Casper Spuds in the past series. He now sits at 102 at-bats, a 235 average, 24 hits, 6 homers, 22 RBIs, and 23 runs. And that ball moves to the outside. Count goes to 1-0. 2 straight times we've watched Big Sticks hitters get hits into the gap, and they have a chance to respond to that Cale Jensen solo home run from earlier on in this game. The pitch to Rogers is low, so Juden moves to a 2-0 count. And one thing the Sodbusters have struggled with this year is consistent pitching, both starting and in the bullpen. And they have not had a lot of success in series thus far. And that's high and away for Rogers. Count moves to 3-0. As we mentioned, last year these two teams did face off in one series. It was a 4-game stretch, and the two tied. It was a 2-2 overall count. Big Sticks looking for an outright series win. They will play the Sodbusters 3 times this month, and he's going to walk Danny Rogers onto first base. So Dalton Juden has given up back-to-back hits and now gives up a walk to Danny Rogers, which sends on Cam Uran, the right fielder for the Big Sticks. And he's quickly got an opportunity to put Badlands in position to potentially tie this game or capture the lead. And the second straight lefty batter here for the Badlands Big Sticks. They have a plethora of those lefties that they can use at their disposal. Makes them all the more dangerous. Uran went for that one a bit too high, and the count moves to 0-1. And there's our friend Royce Van Dyne over there on deck for the Big Sticks. He'll be coming up after Uran. Bases loaded here with an 0-1 count and 1 out. And that moves a bit to the outside for a strike. 0-2 count on the off-speed pitch. 0-2 with 1 out. Uran looking for another hit into the gap. Center field has treated the Big Sticks well as of late. And he'll send one high into the air. A bloop shot that'll settle down for an out. Quickly coming over to make the catch for the Hastings Sodbusters was the second baseman, Marcus Cabranes. And we will see the designated hitter, Royce Van Dyne, for the Badlands Big Sticks. And when you talk about bases loaded, he can absolutely provide that power. Van Dyne ready to go. The number 6 man in the lineup today. Juden versus Van Dyne. And it's a fastball for a strike, and the count moves to 0-1 with 2 outs. 85 miles per hour on that last pitch. Pitch to Van Dyne, and he sends one right past him into shallow center. Lewis is gonna score. Here comes Huddle, he's coming around, and Rogers is safe at the plate. 2-0, make it 2-1 for the Big Sticks. They take the lead. For Royce Van Dyne, it's a 2-run double to put the Big Sticks on top. And that was sweeter than the reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper. Here's a look at the third base play as Rogers slid in, and ooh, that was very close. Looked as though he might have tagged him in time, but that is not what the umpire saw. So it's a 2-1 Big Sticks lead. So Van Dyne with the second hit of the game, as that's a swing and a miss for Buckmaster, the third hit of the game rather for the Big Sticks. And it is a 2-run RBI double. And he has excelled more and more at delivering those hits in prime opportunities. As Buckmaster comes in, first game played in a good bit. He was last seen against the Spearfish Sasquatch on the road last week as the count moves to 0-2. He had to sit out the entirety of the Casper Spud series, but he is back at home plate. He's got runners in scoring position. He'll send one over near second base. That is going to potentially score a run. And he's just out. Rogers almost reaching home plate, but the Badlands Big Sticks capture the lead with Royce Van Dyne. A 2-run RBI double. Badlands on top. We'll be back for the second in just a moment.
The Eagles Club in downtown Dickinson is the best place to get together with your friends and enjoy a nice cold beverage any time of the day. They have weekly lunch specials from 11 to 1:30 and beer and wings Thursdays from 5 to 9. The Eagles is also available for your special event. Call now to reserve your date. You'll find everything the Eagles is planning on their Facebook page, and you can check out their monthly calendar to see all the entertainment and events going on. Whether you're looking for something different for lunch or something fun to do with your friends, try the Eagles in downtown Dickinson.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
You all heard the saying, if you go paperless, you can save a tree. Well, when you go paperless with Consolidated, not only will you save a tree, but you'll also save time and money with auto pay and paperless billing. Sign up today and get a one-time credit up to $10 and a chance to win $150 more. This offer is for residential customers only. Some exclusions apply. Offer expires June 30th. Auto pay and paperless billing. Sign up today by calling 483-4000. Consolidated. Reach the world from here.
Welcome back. After an explosive first inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters, we saw a home run and a two-run double. Badlands getting the better of the first inning altercation, and they have a 2-1 lead. An 0-1 count here as Nick Jones is up to bat out of Arkansas Tech and Little Rock, Arkansas. Pitches in to the outside from Michael Getzinger, who had a very solid half inning to start things off, excluding the solo home run shot from Cale Jensen. 1-1. And this one sent into left field. That'll be the second hit of the game for the Sodbusters. Nick Jones onto first base, and he has a leadoff single here in the top of the second inning. So Hastings making some early contact and showing that they are not going to back down from the Badlands Big Sticks as Anthony Chavez, the third baseman, gets ready to come on. Out of Ventura College in Oxnard, California. Trying to pick up where Nick Jones left off. Pitch in from Getzinger, and this one is fouled over the net. Count moves to an 0-1. Chavez, of course, out of Oxnard, California, as we just said. Second team all-conference honors at Ventura College. And that's a swing and a miss for an 0-2. Michael Getzinger continuing to heat up a little bit more early. Also seen limited work at Chico State, where he had 4 innings pitched, 3 walks, and 2 hits given up. And Ventura, he's also been a batter with a .333 average, 2 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 18 runs. That one high upstairs, going back to first, and just getting back in time. Nick Jones able to find the first base bag. Anthony Chavez now faces a 1-2 count. As you see the Sodbusters assistant coach looking on. 1-2 with no outs. Pitch coming from Getzinger. And that one is a breaking ball slider. Count moves to 2-2. And there's the head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters, making his first trip to Dickinson this year, Joel Shipper. Interesting story on him that we'll have a bit later. This one back to first. Danny Rogers looking for a pickoff move from Getzinger. Nick Jones trying to test the waters a little bit. One of the faster guys here on this Hastings Sodbuster squad. 2-2 count. And that one high and away. Ball number 3, and it's a full count of 3-2 with no outs. And again, good to see Balas Buckmaster over there at second base. Back in playing form for the Big Sticks after we didn't see him at all in the last series. And this one will be a foul ball that gets launched over the garden, and the count stays full. Nick Jones, Anthony Chavez, and Rusty Wertman are the leadoff hitters for Hastings in this half inning, and there's our good friend Pickle Kid, doing his usual thing of selling those very tasty pickles. Payoff pitch. And this one sent high and away, and it'll be another foul ball as Rogers could not catch up to it. And it bounces all the way off the roof of a car, I believe. Let's hope not for their sake, but the count stays full. Chavez looking for the second straight hit here for the Sodbusters to start off the top of the second. And he fouls another one into the net, and it'll bounce right in between the net and wall gap. But Chavez is extending this at-bat and wearing out Michael Getzinger more and more. And that's only going to pay more and more dividends for Hastings as this game moves forward. Full count of 3-2. Pitch from Getzinger, and it's a swing and a miss. And Michael Getzinger gets his first strikeout of the game. It goes against Anthony Chavez. Let's get another look at it. And that is what we call a breaking ball. Put it in perfectly. His first K of the night, and that'll be out number 1 here in the second inning. So Rusty Wertman, the catcher, the next man up. Out of Northeast Community College in Gretna, Nebraska. First lefty we've seen today for the Hastings Sodbusters batting corps. And that is to the outside for ball number 1. Count moves to 1-0. And that one sent up in the air for a foul ball. It is going to go way out of here. And the count stays at 1-1 now.
That foul ball is brought to you by Dickinson Real Estate Group. Visit with the Dickinson Real Estate Group for all your real estate needs.
Rusty Wertman with limited stats this year, 37 at-bats, but a 189 average, 7 hits, 6 RBIs, and 8 runs total. And he sends one into right center, back at the wall. It's going to go, and it is going to bounce off of the wall. Coming on to home plate for the Sodbusters is Nick Jones, and he will make it in time to tie the game. The Sodbusters deliver, and Rusty Wertman looking anything but rusty on that play. It's a run. Team has had issues in terms of beating opponents like the Big Sticks all year. As this one sent high and away, and that will result in a foul ball. Count moves to 0-1. One thing that Hastings has always had in spades is definitely that batting power. The biggest question mark has always been that pitching core. That'll be the question as this game moves forward. Can the pitching keep up with this red-hot batting that the Sodbusters have had in this game thus far? And that's a breaking ball for a strike, a slider, and it's an 0-2 count. And Michael Getzinger with a chance for his second strikeout of this half inning. He'll look on at Printer, the shortstop. Wertman at second base. And this one launched into center. Back is Lewis. And he'll make the catch near the track, going on to third base. Big throw over there, and it's going to bounce, but be too late. Alex Erlob can't get it in time, and Wertman is able to extend onto third base on the sacrifice play from Josh Printer. So we go to the bottom of the lineup, rather, with Lane Shires, the center fielder. Hastings looking to recapture the lead here in the top frame in the second inning. Out of Northwest Missouri State in Kearney, Nebraska. And another breaking ball for a strike. Count moves to 0-1. Shires playing center field tonight for Hastings. And that'll be ball number 1. Count moves to a 1-1 count. Out of Kearney, Nebraska, plays for Northwest Missouri State, a 274 average in 2023, and that'll be a strike for a 1-2. 95 at-bats, 19 runs, 26 hits, and 8 RBIs. And in his junior year at Kearney High School, he had a 279 average. And just outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2's across the board again for Michael Getzinger. Rusty Wertman in the hot corner, looking to be the second run here in the second inning. This one sent over towards left, throw to first, and he is not going to make it in time. And the Sodbusters retake the lead. Lane Shire's able to get there in time for the 4th Hastings Sodbusters hit, and he gets an RBI single. Rusty Wertman comes home, and the Sodbusters batting core finding some form very quickly. Kyle Hiltbrand back up as we go back to the top of the lineup with Hastings. Not going to go away quietly tonight, as that's to the inside for Getzinger. A 1-0 count. Getzinger with the pitch, and this one launched over to Abelhausen. He bobbles it, throw to second, and he does get the out just in the nick of time. So that ends the top of the second, but the Sodbusters keep putting pedal to the metal. They have a 3-2 lead. Rusty Wertman with an RBI and a run. Nick Jones also reaching home. 3-2, Sodbusters on top.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, we're leaders in the egg industry. Our egg lenders grew up farming and ranching, and they understand egg operations.
With our agribusiness lending experience, we can help you with your financing.
We specialize in egg real estate, operating lines of credit, and cattle and machinery financing.
To serve you, we need to hear you.
So stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Hi, Dan Porter here. When you're having trouble getting your car or truck in for service, think Dan Porter Motors. Fast express service, low price tires with rotations for life, free alignment checks, free car washes with service, low price daily rental cars, shuttle service to and from work. Give us a call at 227-1272 or see us on the web at dpmotors.com. That's 227-1272 for all your service needs. Give us a call.
Alex Erlob, the leadoff hitter for the Big Sticks here in the bottom of the second, as Juden sends in a pitch for a 1-0 count. Erlob out of Neosho County Community College and West Fargo, North Dakota. Erlob, Abelhausen, and Quade Peters, the leadoff hitters for this half inning, and they'll foul this one into the backstop, and the count moves to 1-1 for Alex Erlob. As the Hastings Sodbusters offense has been explosive early, a solo home run shot in the top of the first inning, and then 2 more runs added on in the top of the second. Big Sticks will have to keep up, and that is a great slider that results in a foul ball. Count moves to 1-2 as it just deflects off of Erlob's bat. Chance to strike out Alex Erlob. It would be Juden's first K of the game. Pitch is coming into Erlob, and he will swing and miss. And Juden continues to heat it up, his first strikeout of the game. He takes care of Alex Erlob as Marcus Abelhausen, the shortstop, gets ready to come on. Number 9 in the lineup for the Big Sticks out of Gonzaga University in Mercer Island, Washington. Ready for a big swing right here, helped end the top of the second as he launches one into left center field. Forget about it, that's a base hit. He's going on to second base. He wants that double, the throw to the base, and he is going to make it in time. So Marcus Abelhausen gets his first hit of the game. It is a double for the Big Sticks. And that'll send on Quade Peters for the Badlands Big Sticks, as they now have their 4th hit of the game as well. Lots of offense early. If you love it, then you are definitely enjoying this game. Number 1 in the lineup, 9-1-2. The 3 for the Big Sticks coming up, starting with Abelhausen. And Peters a swing and a miss. Count moves to 0-1. This is the first of a 3-game series. These 2 teams will also meet on Saturday and Sunday. And again, they will meet in 2 other series, this time as well. Peters shows bunt, falls back, throw back to second, and Abelhausen just able to make it in time. Very close call, but is able to find that second base bag, but he had to lean into it. Count 1-1 for Quade Peters. Peters with 106 at-bats coming into this game, a 311 average. And he sends one right off the end of his bat. Over to first it goes, and that'll be out number 2. Abelhausen advances into the hot corner, but Quade Peters denied for the second straight at-bat.
Center fielder, number 7, Matthew Lewis.
But in comes the man who got the first hit of the game for the Badlands Big Sticks. It's Matthew Lewis, already with 1 hit and 1 run today. He was scored by Royce Van Dyne, who had a 2-run RBI double in the bottom of the first inning. Lewis looking to tie the game. He could send Abelhausen to home plate. That's a breaking ball from Dalton Juden, and the count moves to 0-1 with 2 outs. Also looking to break the tie in hit count, both teams with 4 total in this game thus far. And it's another slider for a 1-1. This time a little bit too low from Dalton Juden. We've seen him go back to that breaking ball time and time again early on in this game. And that is high and outside. 2-1 count. There's Abelhausen in the hot corner. One thing we haven't seen from either side thus far, wild pitches. And that could help him in that scenario. But right now, Dalton Juden has no sign of that happening. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Lewis, it's in, and he is gonna drive it for a fair ball. What a beauty of a hit. And that'll score Marcus Abelhausen easily. And Matthew Lewis, the second RBI double of the game for the Badlands Big Sticks. And we are tied once again in Dickinson. Now that was heated up like mac and cheese in the microwave. A beautiful double for the Big Sticks, and we got a tie game once again. That's Lewis's second hit of the game. And that sends on Isaac Huddle, one of the best hitters you'll find in Badlands. Two doubles now for the Big Sticks in this half inning, as Huddle watches this one skim by. And no understanding how beautiful of a hit that was for Matthew Lewis. He had to put that one in the exact perfect position right by the first baseman, and that's exactly what he did. There was nothing that really could be done for the Hastings Sodbusters that time. Huddle fouls one off, and that one goes towards the parking lot and goes to break some glass. Count moves to 1-1. Landon Gaz over there at first base, and he was playing pretty close to it, but really just nothing he could do. Can't blame him. 1-1 with 2 outs. Tie ball game once again at 3-3. Matthew Lewis at second base. Huddle ready. And it's an outside pitch. Ball number 2 for a 2-1 count. And that settles down for a beautiful strike. 2s across the board once again. We saw what happened last time for Dalton Juden in this pitching situation, so crucial that he delivers here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Isaac Huddle. And that's upstairs. That'll be ball number 3, a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Full count for Huddle. A man with 343 at-bats, 8 doubles total, 1 home run, 19 RBIs, and 16 runs on the year. And he swings one deep into right center, back at the wall it goes. And was the catch made? It was, oh my word. Holy mackerel. How in the world was that even possible? Isaac Huddle robbed of a home run. Look at this one go way back. And look at the leap. Oh my goodness, he just got it and he bangs off the wall. Unbelievable catch by the center fielder Lane Shires. 3-3 game as Isaac Huddle robbed of a home run, but Matthew Lewis gets an RBI double. Exciting stuff happening in Dickinson, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the third inning.
Challenges and struggles are part of everyday life for all of us. At Infinity Real Estate Group, we don't back down and we take it all in stride.
Okay, don't move. I've done this before.
My turn.
In these struggles, there are no mistakes, only life lessons. We may not be that good at some things, but we do excel in real estate. We are Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
World-renowned YouTube chef Lamise O brings her authentic Caribbean cuisine to the Dickinson area. Island Cuisine is open in the St. Joe's Plaza with available takeout and dine-in options. You'll find their entire menu on Facebook or call 483-9918 to place a pickup order. Enjoy incredible dishes like brown stewed chicken or everyone's favorite, Rasta pasta. Call now to order or stop in. Island Cuisine, located in St. Joe's Plaza, Dickinson.
Last time Cale Jensen was up to bat, the Hastings Sodbusters got a solo home run shot out of it. And we've got a tie game in Dickinson, what is going to be one of the more intense contests potentially. And he executes a bunt that Huddle's going to throw to first, and Rogers is there for the out. Great recovery from Isaac Huddle, who was just robbed of a home run. He's not robbed of this one at all. He waved off Getzinger, said he had it, and he had to really power that one into first, which is exactly what he did. Out number one quickly attained as they don't let Cale Jensen do it to them again. That sends on Marcos Cabranes, the second baseman. Trying to get a big hit here on Getzinger. And that is a breaking ball for a strike. Count moves to an 0-1 with one out. Just joining us here at DC B&T Ballpark, 3-3 game between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Very explosive start for both offenses, and that's another strike for Getzinger. Count moves to 0-2 with one out. Hastings has scored a run in the previous two innings, one in the first, two in the second. But right now, Getzinger is putting the hurt on him early. 0-2 with one out. Not this time, goes to the outside. Huddle able to corral it, and that'll be ball number one in this count. 1-2 with one out. Cabranes right over the glove of Getzinger. Bugmaster can't make the catch. And Marcus Cabranes on to first base. So the lost Buckmaster unable to get that one, and the Big Sticks have their first error of the game. Cabranes onto the bag, and that sends on Landon Gaz for the Hastings Sodbusters. So Gaz coming in, playing first base today. He had one sent right past him, courtesy of Matthew Lewis, that tied the game in the bottom of the second. Freshman out of Moore Park, California, sends one deep to right field, back at the wall again, and it is caught right at the wall. The throw back to first. Rogers able to get it. Cam Uran canned it. Look at that. Oh my gracious. These players are just getting robbed of home runs today, folks. No home runs for anyone. Cam Uran responding to that beautiful catch from Lane Shires with one of his own. And that sends on Nick Jones. Nick Jones with one hit and one run today. He'll send one over towards Danny Rogers. Easy ground and catch for out number three. And it's the Big Sticks defense who puts on a show this time. Game stays at 3-3. We'll be back for the bottom of the third in just a minute.
Favorite thing about my street?
My co-op.
It isn't just about electricity.
It's about power.
The power of information.
About safety.
Efficiency. Technology.
I am the co-op.
I am the co-op.
And the co-op
is me.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Clogged or slow-moving drains are no match for Josh and his licensed techs at Unplugged Drain Cleaning of Dickinson. They provide 24-hour service to solve all your sewer problems, using only the best equipment along with the latest drain camera technology to resolve issues while maintaining the integrity of your pipes. They take pride in thoroughly explaining your options, providing free estimates and great service, and making sure your issues are resolved permanently. Contact Unplugged Drain Cleaning at 701-290-9737 or online at unpluggeddrains.com.
Western Cooperative Credit Union is your local loan headquarters. Thinking about a new car or truck, ATV, boat, or RV? We'll make the process quick and easy. Call us today. Western Cooperative Credit Union. 85 years the Western way.
Welcome back to DCB&T Ballpark, folks. 3-3 game between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters as Danny Rogers gets ready to come to home plate for the Big Sticks. Rogers out of Grayslake, Illinois, plays out of the American Rivers Conference with Lorace College as he sends one up and away for a foul ball, and the count moves to an 0-1. He's been named former D3 Player of the Week in the past, even led his team to being ranked in 2022 in the midst of his second season with the Badlands Big Sticks, and he'll swing and miss at this low pitch. Count moves to 0-2. Great positioning from Dalton Juden right there. 0-2 with no outs. Next pitch coming from Juden. And Rogers gets it over towards left, and it's gonna work for the Big Sticks. Sodbusters shortstop trying to come over, couldn't corral it. Josh Printer just had to watch Rogers go on. So Rogers gets to first base, and that sends on Cam Uran, the 6th hit of the day for the Badlands Big Sticks. And Uran with that spectacular catch in the top half of this inning to rob a home run for the Hastings Sodbusters. As that's a high pitch, throw back to first, and Rogers quickly there. Pretty good leadoff for Rogers. Trying to test the waters a little bit. Thus far, this Sodbusters defense has been pretty well taken care of by the Big Sticks offense. They've been there at all times. As that one's up and away, and Dalton Juden says, my bad, 2-0 count. One of the most explosive starts we've seen all season here at DCB&T. A lot of highlight reel plays, a home run, 2 home runs potentially robbed, as Uran swings at a breaking ball, and the count moves to 2-1. Royce Van Dyne will be, the next man up to bat for the Badlands Big Sticks. And Uran, strike 2 called. Breaking ball from Dalton Juden, and we got a 2-2 count here in Dickinson. The Big Sticks have been able to find those gaps time and time again throughout this game. Trying to do it here, and he'll swing one into another gap. Into left center it goes, and that'll be another hit for the Big Sticks. Make it 7 on the day, and we're not even done with the third. That's Uran's first hit as Royce Van Dyne comes on, and he was very instrumental in this position last time. In his first at-bat of the game, it was a 2-run RBI double. And he's got a chance for even more right here. Rogers at second, and Cam Uran at first for the Badlands Big Sticks. What can he do against Dalton Juden in this at-bat? He'll swing one over towards left. It drifts out for a foul ball, and it just bounces off the bouncy house, almost into a spectator over there. Count is 0-1. And Van Dyne sends one over towards first. Gaz is there. Landon Gaz gets out number 1. So Royce Van Dyne unable to work the same magic in this at-bat. But that sends on Balas Buckmaster for the Badlands Big Sticks. 2 runners in scoring position now on that sacrifice play from Van Dyne. Rogers in the hot corner, Cam Uran at second base. And Buckmaster from Dickinson State ready to make an impact. 217 average on the year, 15 hits, 1 home run, 13 RBIs as he sends one towards right, and it'll settle down for a fair ball right at the track. Coming home is Rogers. Here comes Uran, and that will score 2 runs for the Big Sticks. Another 2-run RBI double. First Van Dyne, now Buckmaster, and the Big Sticks retake the lead with a 5-3 advantage. And something interesting to note, all of the Big Sticks runs have been scored courtesy of a double. Lewis, Van Dyne, and now Buckmaster. Alex Erlob coming on, second 2-run RBI double of the game. Erlob number 8 in the lineup. And that one's high and away. That was a beautiful corner pocket shot by Buckmaster. And the Sodbusters defense could not respond in time. Kyle Hiltbrand did everything he could to get to the corner, but there was no way he was finding it. 1-0. And Erlob watches it drift past, and the count moves to 2-0. Rogers and Uran now with 1 run apiece in this game. And both of those coming off of hits they attained earlier on in this half inning. Buckmaster still at second. Erlob up to bat with just 1 out. And it is to the inside. And a 3-0 count. Dalton Juden in danger of walking Alex Erlob to first base. And of course, Juden being the pitching staff ace is going to have to buckle down here to keep the Sodbusters in position. As he'll throw back to second, Buckmaster quickly there. Great awareness as he gets back in time. And a little bit slow to get up is Buckmaster. Able to walk up on his own power, but we'll certainly keep an eye and make sure that he's okay throughout this game. 3-0. And that is a strike. Just able to levy that one. Another slider for Dalton Juden. It's a 3-1 count with 1 out. Erlob will be followed up by Marcus Abelhausen for the Big Sticks. Erlob does not have a hit in this game thus far. He swings one over towards left, and boy, that one, if it had stayed fair, would have had a lot of power. Instead, it'll bounce just over the fence and probably into a car to break some glass. Count moves full, 3-2, and a chance to strike Erlob out for Dalton Juden and get the first out via a strikeout of this half inning. Checks back to second. Pitches in, and he'll swing one on a pop fly. Loop shot to shallow right field, and the catch is just barely made. Almost a bit of miscommunication for the Sodbusters, but the catch is made in right center as Marcus Abelhausen comes on for the Big Sticks. So they get out of a 3-0 count and get out number 2. That is what the Sodbusters had to do in this situation. Kudos to Dalton Juden for holding firm. In comes Abelhausen already with a hit and a double and a run in this game. Buckmaster still at second. Pitch is on. Inside. And ball number 1 will be called. A 1-0 count. 75 miles per hour on that last pitch. 212 average for Abelhausen thus far on the year. 33 at-bats, 7 hits, 5 RBIs, and 6 runs since debuting against the Spearfish Sasquatch just a few series ago. One of those late arrivals for the Badlands Big Sticks. A 2-0 count. And it is going to hit him right over that right ankle, and Abelhausen on to first, a hit by pitch for Dalton Juden. And yeah, there you go, right there. If not on the ankle, it was pretty close. But Abelhausen able to walk it off. And a 2-out pitch coming up for Quade Peters now. The left fielder still looking for his first hit, surprisingly enough, of the game. one of the team leaders in making contact, has the most hits on the team, but hasn't had the success thus far today. The pitch from Juden, and he'll send that one in for a strike. 0-1 count. 0-1 with 2 outs. The Big Sticks with 8 hits total on the game. They have been firing on all cylinders offensively early on. On pace for a heck of a game. And Peters another swing and a miss. Count moves to 0-2. 82 miles per hour on that high arcing pitch from Dalton Juden. And we're seeing more and more he is taking it to Quade Peters and challenging him. 0-2 with 2 outs. And Peters swings it over. Catch made, throw to first, and bobbled. Coming home for the Big Sticks will be Buckmaster. A mistake from the Spuds infield results in a 6-3 game as Landon Goss couldn't corral it. Buckmaster gets his first run of the game, and the Big Sticks extend their lead. So Quade Peters, the benefactor of the first error of the game for the Hastings Sodbusters, he's on to first. Big Sticks extend the lead, and Matthew Lewis is ready to come on next. Already with 2 hits, 1 run, 1 double, 1 RBI. He was able to give the Big Sticks a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the second. 6-3 the lead now. Runners in the corners for the Big Sticks. And bunch shown going on to second and easily taking it will be Quade Peters as he shows that speed. Abelhausen and Peters now both in scoring position. Abelhausen in the hot corner, Peters at second. Can Matthew Lewis deliver yet again here in the bottom of the third? A 1-0 count. And he'll swing one over, and it's in no man's land, and he's able to get to first base. Miscommunication from the Sodbusters infield, and the Big Sticks are frying him with grease early on. 7-3 as Abelhausen reaches home. They have scored 4 runs in the bottom of the third inning. Abelhausen with his second run of the game. First Big Stick to accomplish that feat. As he gets brought in by Matthew Lewis, who now has 3 hits tonight. May get 2 RBIs. And the Sodbusters are going to have a meeting on the mound. And we'll see what happens here with the pitcher, Dalton Juden. But the Badlands Big Sticks, who could have had this half inning end a while ago, have absolutely owned the bottom of the third. It was a competitive game for the longest time, but the Big Sticks just came out to play. 7-3, they have not let up at all in this game. And we anticipated the bats would be hot tonight, and they most certainly have been. Hastings has kind of been blindsided. So Isaac Huddle will be the next man up to bat. After Matthew Lewis delivers his second RBI of the game, Quade Peters now in the hot corner. Runners in the corner still for the Big Sticks. As Huddle gets ready to come on. He also has 1 hit and 1 run in this game. Big Sticks now with 9, and we are still in the third inning. 2-out pitch coming up for Huddle. It's to the outside, Lewis on to second, and another stolen base for the Big Sticks. We saw Peters do it, and now Lewis does it. Now again, 2 runners in scoring position for the Badlands Big Sticks. Huddle waiting at home plate. A 1-0 count. And it's high and away. That'll be ball number 2 and a 2-0 count with 2 outs. And if Huddle gets walked, that will blow the bases for the Badlands Big Sticks, with Danny Rogers, who already has a grand slam this year, next man up to bat. And that's a strike. Count moves to a 2-1. And very soon, if the bats stay hot, the Big Sticks may get back to the top of the lineup that they started with here in the bottom of the third. As that one's upstairs, 3-1 count. Isaac Huddle, one of those guys who can definitely deliver quality at-bats. And it looks like Dalton Juden knows that, trying to approach this cautiously. 3-1 with 2 outs. And Huddle launches one on a pop fly. It's going to go into the crowd on a foul ball. And a catch is made by a fan. And he acts all cool and confident, saying, look what I just found. 3-2 and a full count now for Isaac Huddle. So 3-2 with 2 outs here. Full count for Isaac Huddle. Sodbusters looking to finally end this half inning. And he walked him too far to the outside. Isaac Huddle on to first. Bases loaded for the Badlands Big Sticks with their best home run hitter, Danny Rogers, getting ready to come on. The Big Sticks have not hit a home run here at DCB&T in quite a bit. In fact, it was against the Spearfish Sasquatch from June 17th through the 19th in that series. That was the last time they had a home run. Did not hit a single one against the Casper Spuds. Danny Rogers looking to change that right here. 2-out pitch. That one high and away. We saw Isaac Huddle get robbed of a home run earlier on in this game in the bottom of the second. Rogers looking to complete it now. 1-0. And it's to the outside. Quickly a 2-0 count. And if Rogers gets walked, that will run in. That'll walk in a run, rather, for the Big Sticks with Quade Peters over in the hot corner right now. Lewis is second. And that is just barely a strike for a 2-1. A little bit high, but Dalton Juden able to find his way. There's a look at Cam Uran, who's waiting patiently to see what happens with Danny Rogers in the Big Sticks offense. And Rogers sends a line drive over near the wall, and that's a foul ball. 2s across the board for Rogers. The Big Sticks have thrived on 2-out pitches in this half inning. It's where they've succeeded. They've scored 4 runs alone here in this bottom of the third inning. 2-2. And it's low and away for ball number 3. Count goes full. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded for Badlands, trying to add even more to their run. Does Rogers have anything in store? He'll swing one for a foul ball. It goes near the bullpen and out of play as it bounces off the fence. 3-2 and 2 outs still. Reminder, Danny Rogers leads the team in home runs with 6. And we've seen Dalton Juden pull out his best breaking ball special in this situation thus far. Looks like he'll have to do that again. Count still full. Another 2-out pitch. And Rogers, a swing and a miss. Crisis averted for the Hastings Sodbusters, but even still, the Big Sticks come to play in the bottom of the third. As we take another look at that strikeout, Rogers swung at it. He was looking for the fences, but he could not get it in time. But still, Big Sticks offense incredibly productive. A 4-run bottom of the third. They have a 7-3 lead. We'll be back for the 4th inning in just a moment from DCB&T.
Western Cooperative Credit Union is dedicated to offering you the best financial services around. We're local, we're personal, and we're great at what we do for you. Join the herd. Western Cooperative Credit Union, 85 years the Western way.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean-burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most, with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company, locally owned, locally strong, the products you need with the service you deserve.
You have many co-pilots in life. And for 4 generations, we've been happy to help keep you on the road with all of them. Whether it's your first vehicle or your 10th, we're proud to be at your side when you need us. Think of us as the co-pilot that keeps you in the driver's seat. We've been proud to be by your side for 100 years. Here's to the next 100. Sachs Motor Company in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark as the Badlands Big Sticks have a 7-3 lead here on the Hastings Sodbusters, who were right in the thick of things for a while, but the Big Sticks opened up a serious can here in the bottom of the third inning with a 7-3 lead, 9 total hits on the game, as the Big Sticks look to potentially keep it going. Anthony Chavez will be the leadoff hitter here for the Sodbusters offense. It'll go Chavez, Wertman, and Josh Printer, which will be number 6, 7, 8 for the Hastings Sodbusters. Down 4 runs, they'll really need a versatile attack to come back in this game now. Michael Getzinger looking to protect this lead, still on the mound. He'll give that breaking ball a ride, but the count goes to a 1-0. Chavez, the third baseman tonight, has seen quite a bit of action, as has the entire Sodbusters infield. Upstairs, and the count moves to 2-0 now for Getzinger. The Hastings offense has been very good in this game thus far, but when you combine that with the pitching that just hasn't been up to par necessarily, and the defense that has struggled in different scenarios, makes things a lot tougher for this Hastings offense, and they have a lot more pressure on their shoulders. 2-1 count with no outs. And that one's low and away for ball number 3. And Getzinger in danger of walking Anthony Chavez to first base. He doesn't have a walk in this game yet. He does have 1 strikeout. This one launched to left field, back at the wall. It's gonna go. That'll be another base hit for the Sodbusters. He's going on to second. Anthony Chavez, a man on a mission, and he gets the leadoff double here in the top of the 4th. So the Sodbusters not going away quietly. Chavez gets his first hit of the game, and it's a double as Rusty Wertman gets ready to come on. Can Hastings get something rolling and potentially chip into this Big Sticks lead? This one sent towards left, another foul ball that will fall out of play over the fence. 0-1 count. The Big Sticks defense did a nice job in the top of the 3rd. Held the Sodbusters to the lone scoreless frame in the game thus far. But Hastings not wants to go away quietly. Another foul ball that is going to be launched over towards the kid zone, and it'll bounce off the kid zone for an 0-2. Let's see if Rusty's got anything in store here. Already with an RBI, a run, a hit and a double in this game. 0-2. Outside by Getzinger, and a 1-2 count now emerges. So coming into this game, Rusty Wertman with a 189 average, 7 hits. And that goes along with a double, 6 RBIs and 8 runs. And a guy with a very interesting story for the Hastings Sodbusters out of Gretna, Nebraska, currently playing for Northeast Community College, as he sends a pop fly into left. And back is Abelhausen, who makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1 here in the top half of the 4th inning. So Rusty Wertman retired. Next up for the Sodbusters will be Josh Printer, the shortstop. Out of Allen Community College in Arkansas Little Rock. Plays for Mountain Home, or rather comes from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Number 8 in the lineup here for Hastings. Anthony Chavez still at second base. And that is a beauty of a slider. 0-1 count on that pitch from Michael Getzinger. 0-1, 1 out. Remember, Getzinger has 1 strikeout in this game. He would love to get number 2 right here. High and away, Huddle makes the grab. 1-1 count. And one of the biggest differences we've seen early on is that the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters defense have been kind of the key difference point. As that pitch comes in, and it is leveled for a strike. And Getzinger specializing in those breaking balls right now. A 1-2 count with 1 out. The execution for the Big Sticks defense, I think, has been that big scenario, has been the big difference. And Hastings, going up against this defensive stalwart, hasn't been able to respond in kind. That will be bobbled by Rogers. He's able to get to first. It was very close to being a foul ball, as it looked like it might have bounced off outside, but it is a fair, and that'll be out number 2 as Lane Shires gets ready to come in next. 1 hit and 1 RBI already in this game. In the hot corner for the Sodbusters, and he'll swing and miss at this pitch away. 0-1 count for Michael Getzinger. Anthony Chavez in the hot corner, but he's going to need some help. And that one is to the outside for Michael Getzinger, a 1-1 count. And he's trying to halt the momentum that the Sodbusters had early on in this game, staying right with the Big Sticks. And that is to the outside for a 1-1 count. That becomes a 2-1. 2-1 and 2 outs. And that'll be strike 2. 2s across the board. As Shire with a 200 average, 8 hits, a triple, 5 RBIs, and 8 runs total on the year for Hastings. And he gets struck out by Getzinger, his second K of the game. Let's take another look with this Cornerstone Bank replay, as that one, oh man, nothing he could do, no way he could find it. Strikeout number 2, and the Big Sticks defense steps up again. Their second straight scoreless frame against the Sodbusters offense. Big Sticks holding on to a 7-3 lead here in Dickinson.
Just In Glass specializes in windshield replacement and repair. With over 20 years experience in the auto glass business, Just In Glass works with all insurance companies and deductibles. We have the best cash prices in town. We also offer camera recalibration in shop, so there's no longer any need to go to a dealership after a windshield replacement. Add to that our windshield warranty program, and Just In Glass is the only place you'll need to stop.
Drive by the rest, then come to the best. Just In Glass. 483.
Make the most of your summer with a quick stop at Rosie's Food and Gas in South Dickinson. You'll find everything from live bait to lottery tickets. Pick up a hunting or fishing license, or even borrow a life jacket. Cool off with a for real ice cream shake, or pick up a snack on the way to the Big Sticks game. Rosie's Food and Gas, 1 block west of the Astoria Field in Dickinson.
The Eagles Club in downtown Dickinson is the best place to get together with your friends and enjoy a nice cold beverage any time of the day. They have weekly lunch specials from 11 to 1:30 and beer and wings Thursdays from 5 to 9. The Eagles is also available for your special event. Call now to reserve your date. You'll find everything the Eagles is planning on their Facebook page, and you can check out their monthly calendar to see all the entertainment and events going on. Whether you're looking for something different for lunch or something fun to do with your friends, try the Eagles in downtown Dickinson.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark for the bottom of the 4th inning, as Cam Uran will be the leadoff hitter for the Big Sticks. It will go Uran, Van Dyne, and Belos Buckmaster. 5, 6, 7 for the Badlands Big Sticks. Dalton Juden still on the mound, despite an exhaustive bottom of the 3rd where he gave up 4 runs to this Big Sticks offense, which was absolutely steaming. They want to keep it up here and keep up with the tempo. Thus far in the game, Cam Uran has been putting his stamp into this game like the left corner of an envelope. 1 hit, 1 run already, as that one is set low by Juden, and the count moves to an 0-1. This is the heart of the Big Sticks lineup, but some truly sensational guys that have a chance to only add to this impressive total. Looking for hit number 10 on the game. This one gets away. So a bobble by the catcher, Rusty Wertman. And the count is now 1-1 with no outs. And Uran launches a pop fly into right center field. And this catch will be just made. Lane Shire is able to make the catch, and that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Royce Van Dyne coming back on for the Big Sticks. The freshman catcher from Pasco, Washington, plays out of Lower Columbia Community College. 333 average this past season. And also Chiawana High School, place that knows Royce Van Dyne well. Wants to go to a D1 to potentially play lineman as a football player as well. Multi-sport athlete. 1-0 with 1 out. And that lineman's strength only helps him more and more as a batter. That's a breaking ball to the inside for ball number 2 from Dalton Juden, who is kind of picking up the pace a little bit pitching-wise, trying to kind of take away the rhythm of the Big Sticks hitters, it seems. But it might be backfiring as that one goes upstairs for a 3-0. Juden has 1 walk and 1 strikeout total in this game. As Van Dyne lets it slip by for a strike, probably wanted to investigate and see if Juden would throw another ball. Instead, the count is now 3-1 with 1 out. And just able to get it over the home plate area. Count goes full, 3-2 with 1 out for Royce Van Dyne. Sodbusters trying to stay in this game early. As this pitch will come in, and Van Dyne launches it deep to left center, back at the wall, and the catch will be made. This time it's the left field getting in on the action for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th, Cale Jensen, who had the solo home run earlier. So that'll send on Balas Buckmaster for the Big Sticks from Dickinson State University in Anchorage, Alaska. He's got a 2-out pitch coming up here for Badlands. Buckmaster already with 1 hit, 2 RBIs, 1 double, and 1 run total in the game. One of the better players in summer collegiate ball in Alaska history. It made them proud as he'll swing and miss at this one. Count goes to 1-1 with 2 outs. There is actually summer collegiate baseball in Alaska. And there's an Alaskan league up there with a few teams of their own, so it's a thriving scene as, oh my goodness, he absolutely nukes this one to center field back at the wall, but it is caught at the track. Close call for Balas Buckmaster as the Big Sticks have a lot of close calls in the bottom of the 4th, but come up empty for the first time in the game. They still hold a 7-3 lead. We'll be back for the 5th inning here for Dickinson. Sodbusters back up to bat when we return.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
Consolidated handles not only our phone service, our internet, our Wi-Fi, but they also handle our, as of lately, they took on our IT support and our cybersecurity. So it was exactly what we needed. It's been great. We haven't had any issues, but that is a good peace of mind when I leave and go home and knowing that my business, my customer information, everything is secure and I don't have to worry about that.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, we're leaders in the egg industry. Our egg lenders grew up farming and ranching, and they understand egg operations.
With our agribusiness lending experience, we can help you with your financing.
We specialize in egg real estate, operating lines of credit, and cattle and machinery financing.
To serve you, we need to hear you.
So stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark, top of the 5th inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Michael Getzinger still on the mound for Badlands as they hold a 7-3 lead in what has been a great offensive night. Not so great in the bottom of the 4th. They come up with a goose egg. And Hastings with a chance to respond as they'll go back to the top of the lineup with Kyle Hildbrand, the leadoff hitter and right fielder, getting ready to go. It'll be Hildbrand, Jensen, and Marcos Cabreras. 1, 2, 3 for Hastings. And this is a grounder that bounces off of the ground over the backstop, and that will move it to a 1-0. Hildbrand, one of the Sodbusters who does not have a hit in this game. 5 total hits for Hastings. As that one's to the outside, upstairs. Isaac Huddle making the catch, and the count is now 2-0. And he'll settle this one down for a strike. 2-1 count for Getzinger. No outs. And Hiltbrand, throw over to first, and lunging for the catch is Danny Rogers. Great job by Alex Erlob to recover, and that'll be out number 1 here in this half inning. So Cale Jensen will be the next man up here for Hastings. 1 home run, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 run already in this game. He's already had quite the explosive night. Out of North Dakota State University in Central City, Nebraska. This one to the outside for Jensen. Coming into this game, Cale Jensen was the team leader in home runs with 4. He's now added 5. And it's a swing and a miss. That was a beauty of a pitch by Getzinger right along the outside. Perfect form. 1-1 with 1 out. And another swing and a miss, and the Big Sticks faithful love to see that. Michael Getzinger getting in the zone after a bit of a rough start early. He's found something. 1-2 with 1 out. And time quickly called by Jensen. Here's the 1-2. Pitch coming and swinging it for a foul ball into the fence. 1-2 with 1 out. Getzinger coming into this game with one of the most experienced resumes of the season for the Big Sticks, as this one sent right over the right field line for another foul ball. Getzinger with just over 15 innings pitched, a 2-0 record, 9 hits, 7 runs given up, 8 walks issued, 8 strikeouts, and a 2.74 ERA. A 1-2 here, and this pitch high and away for ball number 2. 2-2 count with 1 out. One thing Getzinger definitely does not lack is speed, as that was an 84-mile-per-hour pitch. This one launched to right, had the distance, but not the angle. That'll be another foul ball that bounces over the Sodbusters bullpen. And a 2-2 count with 1 out. Jensen still looking for redemption. This is 3rd at-bat of the game. Outside for ball number 3, so Michael Getzinger and Cale Jensen kind of in a back-and-forth game, cat and mouse right now, trying to see which one will blink first. And Jensen will foul off another one that goes over the net, now to play. Count stays full. There's a look at Alex Erlob, who is well over, as the Big Sticks defense has made a huge shift over to right field as well. And this one high and away, it will not be playable, as it's going to bounce over the garden and into the bullpen. Catch made out there by one of the pitchers, as there's a little bit of activity, so we'll see if Dalton Juden potentially comes out. Payoff pitch with 1 out. And this one will be fair. Coming up for it, and Buckmaster delivers over to Danny Rogers for out number 2. And the Big Sticks defense, I think they thought that the inning was over. Not so fast, fellas. We still have more baseball to play here. That was only out number 2. You got more to go. Would love to have seen how that conversation went. Buckmaster must have said, I think it's over. I think we can go on. And you can see him and Danny Rogers having a conversation about it. So Marcus Cabranes gets ready to come on. Big Sticks defense shifts back to normal positions. And that defense they employed worked to perfection. Buckmaster able to come up in time. And now an 0-1 count with 2 outs, as they were trying to protect against the Cale Jensen home run threat. This one sent to right center. It's going to be back at the track, at the wall, and the catch will be made again. Cam Moran right at the track, 2nd time that he's denied a Sodbusters player a huge hit in right. And that'll be out number 3. The Big Sticks defense heating up in a big way. Their 3rd straight scoreless frame in a 7-3 game.
how much my car is worth. I just don't drive it anymore.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
I'm tired of my old car. I just want something different.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
What about boats and campers?
Dan Porter Motors will buy it. Now, for a limited time, Dan Porter Motors will give you the most for your car, boat, pickup, camper, motorcycle, jet ski, tractor. You get the picture. Just stop in, give them the keys, and they'll write you a check. It's that simple. See Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
Big Boy Toys.
Well, Mr. Bombastic Alex Erlob up to home plate for the Badlands Big Sticks, as it'll go Erlob, Marcus Abelhausen, and Quade Peters. 8-9-1 the leadoff hitters in this half inning. And Dalton Juden still on the mound, an 0-1 count. Trying to help keep the Sodbusters in position, but the Big Sticks hitting has just been white hot as of late. Did not score in the last half inning, though. That one fouled along the third base line as head coach Jordan Price trying to come over and make a play. Quickly, it's an 0-2 count and a chance to strike out Alex Erlob. There's a look at Marcus Abelhausen over near the third base dugout. Pitch is on, and Erlob fouls it off. It goes over the backstop. Count stays at 0-2. Big Sticks coming into this game with a 21-12 record overall on the season. 4-3 in the second half. They have not lost the series in the second half yet, as Erlob sends a pop fly into right field. It'll settle down in shallow right for a catch. Marcos Cabranes making the catch, and that'll be out number one. So Erlob denied, and Marcus Abelhausen comes on, the only Big Stick with 2 runs in this game thus far. He's also got a hit and a double to his name today, and the Gonzaga University commit will look to add more. He'll watch this pitch come in from Juden, and it's an insider for a 1-0. And for Juden, his job becomes all the more crucial, trying to hold the Big Sticks at bay as Abelhausen really leaned into it. Count goes to 1-1 as there was no contact made. Seemed kind of grimace after that. And it is low and away for strike number 2. Just was able to put that breaking ball into position. And it's very hard to get that angle for any pitcher. Abelhausen launches it deep to left. It'll settle down in fair territory for a catch. They're going to call it a bobble, or will they? They are going to call it a bobble. No catch made. So it looked like a catch at first, but that was not what was called. And it allows Marcus Abelhausen a chance to go on to first. Second error of the game here for the Hastings Sodbusters, as Cale Jensen couldn't make the catch, and now discussion ensuing. So we'll see the umpires come together, and that was a relatively close play. It looked as though Jensen had made the catch, and we're going to take another look at it. Along the left field line, look for possession and control. All right, he's got it right there, and it looks like it gets out of his glove when he goes over to try to make the throw. To me, that's a fair catch. But it looks as though that the umpire is going to call it a fair ball, and the Big Sticks will have Abelhausen over at first base. So Badlands getting a little bit lucky on that call, but I'm sure they'll take it and run with it. Quade Peters back at the leadoff position for the Big Sticks overall. Number 1 in the lineup, following up from Marcus Abelhausen. Alex Erlob already put out earlier on here in the bottom of the 5th. Badlands still looking for their first hit in a while since the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch on, going on to second is Marcus Abelhausen, and he just made it in time. Another stolen base for the Big Sticks. That's their 3rd total. They've done it with Matthew Lewis, Quade Peters, and now Marcus Abelhausen. Those guys know how to get on base and advance base in a hurry. 0-1 count for Peters. Juden looking on. 0-1 count. And it's high and away for ball number 1. A 1-1 count with 1 out. And of course, keep an eye on Abelhausen over there near second base. He can take off in a hurry if he so chooses. Pitch is on and down for a strike. 1-2 as we see Rusty Wharton quickly giving it back. 1-2 with 1 out here at DCB&T. Quade Peters still looking for his first hit of the game. And Peters a swing and a miss. He gets struck out. And a frustrating day for the team leader in hits continues. Let's take another look at it. Dalton Juden with a beautiful breaking ball that settled down just in the nick of time. And that will be his second strikeout of the game. So Matthew Lewis will come on with a 2-out pitch here for the Badlands Big Sticks. Abelhausen at the second base bag. Out of Lower Columbia Community College in Black Diamond, Washington. A 2-out pitch coming up. It's an inside pitch and a 1-0 count. Hastings coming into this game with a 7-25 record overall, 1-6 in the second half. They're gonna have to do a lot of work to get back in the conversation as Lewis fouls one off for a 1-1 count. Of course, there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and Hastings will have to be picture perfect from here on out, but they can still potentially fight their way back in with this July schedule, although it won't be easy. 1-1 with 2 outs for Lewis. High and away. The Big Sticks' final game will be on June the 30th against the Oahe Zap on the road. And for Badlands, this is the first of a 9-game homestand over the next couple of weeks. After that, only 1 more home series and 3 road series. As that's a breaking ball for strike number 2. So 2s across the board here for Dalton Juden against Matthew Lewis. So Badlands enjoying their last significant stretch of home games here in the first half of July before having to go on the road. Pitch is in and away for ball number 3. Upstairs it goes. Count goes full on that 75-mile-per-hour pitch. 3-2 for Matthew Lewis, who's delivered in this scenario before in this game. Full count and 2 outs. Abelhausen at second. Abelhausen goes and walk will be secured. Matthew Lewis on to first base. So Abelhausen able to get to third base and Lewis on to first, courtesy of the second walk of the game for Dalton Juden, and it looks as though the Sodbusters may have seen enough. A meeting on the mound will be taken as Joel Schipper comes out, and this will be the end of Dalton Juden's night. So that's it for Juden. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and the Sodbusters down 7-3, but he did what he could in this game. Big Stick still on top, trying to add more runs with a 2-out pitch coming up. We'll be right back after this break.
Challenges and struggles are part of everyday life for all of us. At Infinity Real Estate Group, we don't back down and we take it all in stride.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go, girls!
In these struggles, there are no mistakes, only life lessons. We may not be that good at some things, but we do excel in real estate. We are Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
World-renowned YouTube chef Lamise O brings her authentic Caribbean cuisine to the Dickinson area. Island Cuisine is open in the St. Joe's Plaza with available takeout and dine-in options. You'll find their entire menu on Facebook or call 483-9918 to place a pickup order. Enjoy incredible dishes like brown stew chicken or everyone's favorite, Rasta pasta. Call now to order or stop in. Island Cuisine, located in St. Joe's Plaza, Dickinson.
Favorite thing about my street?
My co-op.
It isn't just about electricity.
It's about power.
The
power of information.
About safety,
efficiency, technology.
I am the co-op.
I am the co-op.
And the co-op
is me.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Clogged or slow-moving drains are no match for Josh and his licensed techs at Unplugged Drain Cleaning of Dickinson. They provide 24-hour service to solve all your sewer problems, using only the best.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark. New pitcher on the mound here for the Sodbusters. It's Tanner Johnson, the freshman RHB from Kearney, Nebraska, out of Iowa Western Community College. And at Kearney High School, at a 3.34 ERA, a 1-1 record, and just over 14 innings pitched. Coming in relief of Dalton Juden, a 1-0 count. Sodbusters down 7-3. Johnson with just over 19 innings pitched thus far on the year, 14 hits, 15 runs, 15 strikeouts, and a 5.49 ERA. And Huddle watches it go back for a strike. A 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners in the corners for the Big Sticks. As Marcus Abelhausen is in the hot corner, Matthew Lewis over at first after getting walked. Big Sticks trying to extend their lead and get their first run since the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's an inside breaking ball that goes past Huddle. Count goes to 2-1 with 2 outs. Hastings trying to stay in this game and respond in the top of the 6th, but right now, again, this Big Sticks hitting core has been on point. And Huddle launches one deep into center field, back at the wall, and the catch will be made near the track. So the Sodbusters deny the Big Sticks yet again. No runs in the bottom of the 5th. That's 2 straight frames now. Defense is starting to show up here in this game. 7-3, Big Sticks still on top as we head to the 6th inning here at DCB&T.
Clogged or slow-moving drains are no match for Josh and his licensed techs at Unplugged Drain Cleaning of Dickinson. They provide 24-hour service to solve all your sewer problems, using only the best equipment along with the latest drain camera technology to resolve issues while maintaining the integrity of your pipes. They take pride in thoroughly explaining your options, providing free estimates and great service, and making sure your issues are resolved permanently. Contact Unplugged Drain Cleaning at 701-290-9737 or online at unpluggeddrains.com.
Western Cooperative Credit Union is your local loan headquarters. Thinking about a new car or truck, ATV, boat, or RV? We'll make the process quick and easy. Call us today. Western Cooperative Credit Union. 85 years the Western way. Western Cooperative Credit Union is dedicated to offering you the best financial services around. We're local, we're personal, and we're great at what we do for you. Join the herd. Western Cooperative Credit Union. 85 years the Western way.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean-burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most, with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Welcome back to Dickinson, North Dakota here for the top of the 6th inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Michael Getzinger still on the mound for Badlands as Hastings is down 4 runs, trying to respond after they have not been able to score a run since the top of the 2nd inning. Scored 3 runs total in the first 2 frames offensively of the game, but since then it's been a dry well. Leadoff hitter will be Landon Gaz, the first baseman. 44 at-bats, a 250 average thus far on the game. 11 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 9 RBIs, and 10 runs. Gaz out of Moore Park, California, and UC Irvine. Still looking for hit number 1 today. Pitch from Getzinger is a slider for ball number 1, a 1-0 count. Getzinger now above 80 pitches on the night, so he'll be kind of on limited time here. but no activity in the Big Sticks bullpen as of yet, so Jordan Price putting a lot of faith on him to finish this thing off, and a 1-1 count here. And that one upstairs for ball number 2 and a 2-1 count. Both defenses have really shown up after an explosive start to the game. In the first 3 innings total, there were a lot of runs tallied, as that'll be a strike. Count moves to 2-2. In fact, there were 10 innings total, or 10 runs total between those two teams in 3 innings. Since the third, though, no runs scored by either side. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Landon Gaz catches nothing but air, and Michael Getzinger gets his 3rd K of the night. And there's a look at that breaking ball. He just continues to excel at that plus slider. That's been his comfort spot tonight, and he has capitalized on it. So Nick Jones on next for Hastings. Gaz, Jones, and Chavez, leadoff hitters, 4, 5, 6 for Hastings. That's a ball on a 1-0 count here as it settles down to the outside. 1-0 with 1 out. The pitch from Getzinger. And it is bobbled. Huddle able to find it. Count goes to 2-0. And again, this really emphasizes the speed that Getzinger likes to play with. As this one goes to the outside, Huddle able to once again bring it down and still bobbling it. Comes up with it for a 3-0. Getzinger in danger of walking Nick Jones here, which would put a much needed runner on base here for Hastings. But it's going to be a strike on a fastball for a 3-1, 82 miles per hour on that last pitch. One of the quicker pitchers you'll find on this Badlands Big Stick squad. And strike number 2, a carbon copy pitch, and the count goes full. 3-2 with 1 out, quickly looking for out number 2 here in this frame. Not going to get it this time. Got a little too over-eager, and that sends Nick Jones on to first base. So Hastings able to get that base runner they've been looking for. And Anthony Chavez will look to chip into this Big Sticks lead. Hastings has been in a number of shootouts thus far this year, and more often than not, they come up a little bit short at the end. And Hastings just has not had good fortune, especially when it comes to road games. Very limited road success. This one popped into left. It's going to settle up, and a catch will be made. That'll be out number 2 as the Big Sticks respond yet again. Quade Peters playing left field today gets out number base runner in Nick Jones, but they're going to need to score at least 1 run potentially here to try to get this lead down just a bit and then keep working in the next 3 frames they'll have offensively to try to narrow this game up. 1-0, 2 outs. Getzinger looks on, pitches in, and that's high and away for a 2-0. Getzinger, a guy who's started a few series thus far as the pitcher. He's been put into unproven territory, and he more than often delivers for the Big Sticks, and that's a strike for a 2-1. And that slurve play continues to work wonders for him. Not the plus slider, but he gets it the same way. This one high and outside. 3-1 count. And he's in danger of walking a Sodbusters runner, which would be a 2nd walk here in the top of the 6th. Crucial time here. Pitches in, and it is high and away. He walked him as well. Sodbusters now with 2 base runners as Michael Getzinger has walked 2 of these Sodbusters offensively. And Jordan Price will come out to the mound after those last 2 walks for Michael Getzinger. And we'll see if that'll do it for him tonight. Josh Printer will be the next man up to bat, as Price will have a quick conversation with him. There's plenty of activity thus far in the Big Sticks bullpen. Right now, no pitchers being called over, so looks as though that it'll keep him on. So for those just joining us here from Consolidated or Mixler, it is a 7-3 Big Sticks lead here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 runners on base for the Hastings Sodbusters, courtesy of 2 Michael Getzinger walks. After no walks at all thus far in this game, he's had 2 here in this half inning. And Josh Printer coming on after Rusty Wortman and Nick Jones are on base. Jones at second, Wortman at first. Hastings looking for a game-changing play to put themselves in position. The Getzinger pitch, and it gets away from Isaac Huddle. That'll spur the Sodbusters into scoring position. Both runners now on second and third base respectively. Wortman on to second, Jones into the hot corner, and Hastings gets that much closer to potentially cutting into this lead. First wild pitch we've seen all night from Michael Getzinger. He just does not make those mistakes that often. 1-0. And that one is going to be called a ball 2. And if he walks this batter for Hastings, that'll be bases loaded. How much gas does Michael Getzinger have left in the tank here? Could be dangerous. And that's a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Absolute 84-mile-per-hour monster. 2-1 with 2 outs. This one swung on, it'll be a foul ball. And all of a sudden, a 2-0 count becomes a 2-2 count. 2s across the board for Josh Printer, number 8 in the lineup for Hastings. Trying to deliver a base shot. He does not have a hit in this game thus far. And it bobbles off the glove of Huddle. That'll score a run for the Sodbusters. Coming home is Nick Jones, and it's a 3-run game here in Dickinson as Jones gets his 2nd run of the night. That's 2 wild pitches now from Michael Getzinger in this half inning. Hastings finding a little bit of momentum. Jones goes to home, and Rusty Wortman now in the hot corner. Swung over towards shallow center. Abelhausen makes the catch, throws to first, and Rogers lunges for the out. Incredible stretching ability. He stretches out like Plastic Man. But the Sodbusters do add a run to their total. Let's get another look at it. As it swung on, Abelhausen had to quickly recover. And look at the throw. The throw had to be right on point. And Rogers, the toe tap ability, Santonio Holmes, Mario Manningham-esque. And that ends the top of the 6th. The Sodbusters do add a run to the scoreboard. Nick Jones scores on a wild pitch. 7-4, Big Sticks still on top.
You have many co-pilots in life. And for 4 generations, we've been happy to help keep you on the road with all of them. Whether it's your first vehicle or your 10th, we're proud to be at your side when you need us. Think of us as the co-pilot that keeps you in the driver's seat. We've been proud to be by your side for 100 years. Here's to the next 100. Sachs Motor Company in Dickinson, North Dakota.
For working on your swing, learning the game of golf, watching a sporting event, or just relaxing and having a drink, the newly renovated Just Golf in Dickinson is just the ticket. Featuring a 4-site golf simulator and a great lounge area with beer, wine, and other drink options available. Just Golf is a great option for any get-together. Book a time online at justinglassnd.com or call us at 483-JUST. For a premium indoor golf experience, Just Golf is just what you need. Make the most of your summer with a quick stop at Rosie's Food and Gas in South Dickinson. You'll find everything from live bait to lottery tickets. Pick up a hunting or fishing license, or even borrow a life jacket. Cool off with a for real ice cream shake, or pick up a snack on the way to the Big Sticks game. Rosie's Food and Gas, 1 block west of the Astoria Field in Dickinson.
Danny Rogers will be the leadoff hitter for the Big Sticks here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 7-4, Badlands on top after a wild pitch run is scored by Nick Jones. Michael Getzinger likely seeing the last of his playing time tonight after a 6-inning performance. We'll see for the top of the 7th. But Danny Rogers for now, the leadoff hitter. It'll go Rogers, Cam Uran, and Royce Van Dyne. 4, 5, 6 for Badlands. Big Sticks do not have a home run in this game thus far. Tanner Johnson on the mound. as Rogers watches that pitch go high and away for ball number 1, a 1-0 count. Big Sticks offense has been efficient for the most part, but they have not scored a run since the bottom of the 3rd. And oh man, it tags Rogers, puts him off his feet, but he walks it off and runs it off. He's on to first base. A hit by pitch for Tanner Johnson, and Rogers able to collect on that debt and go on to first base. So that's a good start for Badlands. Cam Uran will be up next. It's been somewhat of a quiet game after an explosive start between these two teams. Kind of a tale of two situations. And both defenses have been rising to the occasion. Uran ready, 1 hit, 1 run already in the game. And he'll swing and miss at this one, a low arcing pitch and a 0-1 count. Comes into this game with a 333 average, 6 hits total, 1 double, 5 RBIs, and 6 runs. This one almost got him in the helmet. A bit too far to the inside and high and away for a 1-1. As there's a look at Johnson on the mound, trying to keep Hastings in this game, trying to help them to their first series win against the Big Sticks. And it almost made contact with him. Rogers on to second base. Cam Uran swivels out of the way in time. That'll be ball number 2. That could have been the second straight hit by pitch for Johnson. And we've talked about the Hastings Sodbusters struggles with the bullpen. And right there you kind of see some of the dangers that you experience with that. Would have been 2 straight base runners courtesy of a hit by. Instead it's a 2-1 with no outs. And Uran launches one towards right that goes over the garden and out of play and bounces off of the roof. So that'll be a 2-2 count. Johnson helped out by that foul ball. 2-2 with no outs. Rogers at second for the Big Sticks. And Uran watches it go to the outside for ball number 3. A full count coming up with no outs. This part of the Big Sticks lineup has been perhaps the best part tonight. They've been lethal in every single sense of the word. As Uran launches one to right, back at the wall it goes, and it's gonna bounce off of the wall, and it's gonna go for another Big Sticks run as Danny Rogers comes to home plate. 8-4, and the Big Sticks respond. Cam Uran with an RBI double, and the Big Sticks have hit number 10 on the night. Rogers now with 2 runs total, and the Big Sticks continue to pour it on. That's his second hit of the game, first double, and his first RBI. And Royce Van Dyne, a guy who knows a thing or two about RBI doubles, will be the next man up. Right now, Cam Uran creating more hype than Victor Wembanyama with that beautiful double, as Van Dyne swings and misses for an 0-1. 76 miles per hour on that last pitch. 8-4, the Big Sticks respond to the Sodbusters run with one of their own and still no outs. And Van Dyne swings it over to right. That'll be almost a base hit. Van Dyne just can't make it in time. Looked promising. That'll be out number 1. Great recovery by Marcos Cabranes to get it over to first base and Landon Gaz. So that sends on Balas Buckmaster, the next man up here for the Big Sticks. On the plus side, Cam Uran able to get all the way to third base in the hot corner. Now we'll see if Buckmaster can potentially score him on a 1-out pitch. So Balas waiting at home plate, pitches in, and it's a big swing, a big miss. 0-1 with 1 out. Alex Erlob will be the next man up. Buckmaster number 7 in the lineup tonight. And it's low and away. That'll be strike number 2. Johnson able to get it to an 0-2 count. A chance for his first strikeout of the game on Balas Buckmaster, who has a 2-run RBI double of his own earlier on tonight. And that almost a wild pitch. Wharton had to come back for it, able to find it in time. First ball of this at-bat. And the count moves to 1-2 with 1 out. And it's a breaking ball to the outside, a 2-2 count. We already talked about Tanner Johnson earlier on tonight. Played at Kearney High School in his senior year, was also an incredible batter in addition to his pitching skills. And he'll send in the third straight ball here in this at-bat. Count goes full with 1 out, and he's in danger of walking Bloss Buckmaster to first base, which could help the Big Sticks out tremendously. And that one gets away. Able to come back to it is Wharton. Bloss Buckmaster on to first base. Whether it was a hit by or a walk, Buckmaster on to first. So Alex Erlob comes on with runners in the corners for Badlands. Looks as though it was just a walk. A wild pitch, a lot going on in that at-bat. So Erlob ready, the third baseman for the Big Sticks. One of the few Big Sticks who does not have a run tonight. But he's got a chance to change that right here and score Cam Uren and potentially Buckmaster. A 1-out pitch. Buckmaster on to second, throws over, and he got it. Another stolen base for the Big Sticks. Bloss Buckmaster showing that speed. You can see still in some pain, but he's able to get up and shake it off. And the Big Sticks now with 2 runners in scoring position. An 0-1 count for Alex Erlob. Erlob, the third baseman, looking on. High pitch for ball number 1. It's a 1-1 count. Erlob out of West Fargo, North Dakota, Neosho County Community College, a 296 average in 2023. And this one is going to get away from Wharton. He's able to find it in time. Cam Uren kind of claps his hands, thought he had a chance at a run. Instead, it's a 2-1 count. We saw Nick Jones for the Sodbusters scoring a wild pitch in the top half of this inning. Erlob, the #1 shortstop and #1 overall player in North Dakota, coming out of West Fargo Cheyenne High School. Played for 30 games for Badlands in 2022. This one fouled off the end of his bat, and the count goes to 2-2 with 1 out. And in danger of an Alex Erlob strikeout, Tanner Johnson would love to see that happen and keep the score 8-4. Pitch on the way to Erlob. He's going to stand in the box, and it's going to go high for ball number 3. Another full count. We saw Buckmaster advance base in the last attempt at this, and that would load the bases for Marcus Abelhausen, who would be up next. Erlob instead is going to foul it off along the third base line. Count stays full. Right now, right field would be the prime situation to go for. Erlob has also got a chance at left center. And it heads towards right, but it's going to be a foul ball again. It goes out of the ballpark. Count stays full for Alex Erlob. Looking for the second hit of this half inning, number 11 overall for Badlands. Count still full with 1 out. Pitch on the way, and it's high and away. Erlob on to first. Another walk issue by Tanner Johnson. Second straight, first Buckmaster, now Erlob, as Marcus Abelhausen gets ready to come on. And he's had a great night for himself. 1 hit, 1 double, 2 runs for the Badlands Big Sticks. Only Danny Rogers can say he's also had 2 runs in this game for Badlands. Bases are loaded with 1 out as Wharton and Johnson have a quick word on the mound. Trying to clarify signals and clarify communication. So a 1-out pitch for Abelhausen. Talked about Abelhausen in the past. Kind of the new guy on campus for the Big Sticks, but one who has proven himself early on. Had a great play in the top of the 6th to end out that half inning And it's an inside pitch from Johnson that goes for a 1-0 count. One out here. Freshman infielder from Mercer Island, Washington. And he sends one right to first for an easy out. And that'll be out number 2. Marcus Abelhausen denied. And that's it. That's a double play. So the Big Sticks were hesitating for a moment, but that's a double play. And Landon Goss with a beautiful play at first base, double play, and the score still 8-4. The Big Sticks do add another run, courtesy of a big RBI double. 8-4, Big Sticks on top. We'll be back for the 7th inning in just a moment.
The Eagles Club in downtown Dickinson is the best place to get together with your friends and enjoy a nice cold beverage any time of the day. They have weekly lunch specials from 11 to 1:30 and beer and wings Thursdays from 5 to 9. The Eagles is also available for your special event. Call now to reserve your date. You'll find everything the Eagles is planning on their Facebook page, and you can check out their monthly calendar to see all the entertainment and events going on. Whether you're looking for something different for lunch or something fun to do with your friends, try the Eagles in downtown Dickinson.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
Hi, I'm Robin Schwint, Marketing Manager at Consolidated, reminding you that when you come across a deal you think is pretty good, compare apples to apples. Sometimes when a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and you might get stuck in something that just doesn't work for you. At Consolidated, we will find the best internet, phone, or cable TV package for you, all backed by the reliability and service from over 100 local employees. Plus, if you find a better deal out there, apples to apples, we will meet or beat that price. That's our guarantee. Consolidated, reach the world from here.
Top of the 7th inning, new pitcher on the mound for the Badlands Big Sticks. That's Max Martin making his debut against the Hastings Sodbusters this year. 18 innings pitched, a 2-2 record, 19 hits, 17 runs, 20 walks, 16 strikeouts, and a 6.22 ERA totaled for Max Martin on the year thus far. One of those players who made a somewhat later appearance, but has been a big asset for the Big Sticks for the most part. Lane Shires will be the leadoff hitter for the Hastings Sodbusters in this half inning, as they chipped into the lead in the top of the 6th, but the Big Sticks responded with a run of their own in the bottom half of that inning, and it's right back to a 4-run game. Hastings is going to have to play with a huge sense of urgency right here in the late stages of this opening series game. So it'll go Shires in the number 9 spot. Kyle Hiltbrand and Cale Jansen, 9-1-2 for Hastings as we get things rolling in the 7th inning. Pitch coming from Martin. And a high fastball. Keep an eye on those fastballs. That seems to be his specialty and what he's shown a lot of throughout this year. 84 on that last one. A 1-0 count. And that one is swung on, and it'll be a swing and a miss for a 1-1. Even if a little contact was made, it's a foul ball. 1-1 with no outs. And another beautiful pitch. That one had some extra sauce on it. 85 miles per hour, and strike number 2 is called. Max Martin, faster than fast, quicker than quick with his arm. He is lightning. This one high and away for ball number 2. A 2-2 count with no outs. Very consistent speeds, 84 on that pitch. And another upstairs pitch. We saw Michael Getzinger walk a couple of Sodbusters hitters in the bottom of the, or rather the top of the 6th inning. Now Martin in danger of doing the same, full count. And it is going to happen. So going on to first base will be Lane Shires. Another trip to base for him. He already has a hit and an RBI tonight. As Kyle Hiltbrand comes up next. So thus far, Max Martin not quite able to find what he was looking for. Hiltbrand, the right fielder, coming on. Hastings looking for hit number 6 in this game after that incredible start that they had through the first 2 innings. That's a low pitch from Martin. Count goes to 1-0. And the Big Sticks have been kind of sitting on this lead since the bottom of the 3rd inning. That gives you sort of a comfort cushion that you're able to work with, and you can play a little bit more looser. And it's going to tag him in the back. Backstabbing pitch, I believe. And instead, it looks like it wasn't, so my mistake. Look as though it got him right over the back, but I believe instead it's going to be ruled as a foul. Count goes to 2-0 with no outs. So good job ducking by Hiltbrand. Saves Martin from a hit by pitch. 2-0. Meanwhile, on to second is Lane Shires. That one bouncing near the 3rd base dugout. 2-1 count. As Hiltbrand waits. From San Luis Obispo, California. Currently plays for Western Oregon. And that one almost got him in the face for a 3-1 count. Spent most of his time at Mission College Prep. And in 2022, he had a 403 average, 10 runs, 27 hits. All of that in 67 at-bats. Martin trying to avoid a 2nd straight walk. But that's what's going to happen. So Kyle Hiltbrand on to first base. Max Martin has walked 2 straight Sodbusters batters. And Jordan Price is quickly going to call time before Cale Jensen can get a chance. Max Martin with 2 straight walks to start things out. Jordan Price does not want to risk it at all. So we'll see what he has to say to Max Martin. Does not look as though this will be a pitching change. Currently, no foreseeable activity in the bullpen, although there are some players going over in that direction. So Martin's going to stay on the mound for the time being. Sodbusters with a runner on second base. Max Martin trying to keep Cale Jensen out of danger, and Jordan Price also probably talking defensive strategy with the home run hitter of the group, with a chance to add another home run. Big Sticks outfield playing very deep here. So we'll see if there's any kind of shift from the Big Sticks defense to account for what could happen. And yeah, the Big Sticks infield gonna play close up to see what happens with Jensen. Pitch from Martin. And that's a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Set that one down and took it out beautifully, 0-1. Looking back to second is Martin. And Jensen a swing and a miss. 0-2, and he claps his bat in frustration. 82 on that last pitch from Martin. And he's got a chance to strike out one of the best batters on the Hastings Sodbusters. And Jensen launches one deep to center. It's going to be playable. Back, and the catch will be made by Lewis. He'll throw on to third. He is not going to be able to make it in time. But they do take care of Cale Jensen, who had a chance, but didn't quite have the power. That one in deep center field, and that was just too much distance to cover. So Marcos Cabranes will be the next man up for Hastings. There is one pop. Coming up here in the top of the 7th. 8-4 the score. Sodbusters threatening. Pitch from Martin. And it's high and away. And that's one dimension that Cale Jensen can add to your team. With his power, even if he can't get it over the wall, he can still advance the bases as he just did. And that's an incredibly important thing to have. Gives you a little bit more leeway and allows you to score runs with a bit of a quicker tone and a more efficient rate. 1-0. And it gets away. Huddle's able to find it. A bit of a wild pitch. Huddle did a great job of not letting it get too far past him and kind of keeping it in front of him to where Lane Shires could not score over there in the hot corner. So Cabranes with another chance. Martin looking on, pitches in, and he drops it down for strike one. 2-1 count, another awesome breaking ball. And his breaking ball's kind of more centered compared to some of the others like Michael Getzinger, but his style works for him and he makes it work time and time again. Fouled off, it goes into the backstop, and now a 2-2 count for Cabrenis. Again, runners in the corners here for Hastings. But they're in danger of potentially not getting a run out of this, especially if Max Martin can get that second strike. And he does get the strikeout. Out number 2 here in the top of the 7th. And there's that centered breaking ball one more time. 82 miles per hour, whether it was breaking ball or a fastball, it's a strikeout. And Landon Gaz will be the next man on as Cabrenis is sent back to the dugout. First strikeout of the night for Max Martin. M&M, as his teammates call him. And he's throwing some bars right now. A 1-0 count on a ball that's delivered past Gaz. A 1-0 with 2 outs. Runners still in the corners for Hastings. And it is low and away. Second straight ball for Martin. Remember, he's walked 2 batters in this half inning. And if he walked another one, it would be bases loaded for Hastings with Nick Jones coming up, who does have a hit. Gaz does not. And it's checked in swing, and it's a strike. 2-1 for Max Martin. 2 strikes away from ending the top of the 7th and giving the Big Sticks even more incentive to get some insurance runs. He'll nod it off. Check back at first. And get ready for his next pitching opportunity. 2-1 and 2 outs. This one swung on. Abelhausen makes the play. Throw to second for out number 3. Buckmaster and Abelhausen, a great tandem like biscuits and gravy. That's the top of the 7th inning over. We'll be back after the 7th inning stretch. Hastings comes up empty in an 8-4 game.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, we're leaders in the egg industry. Our egg lenders grew up farming and ranching, and they understand egg operations.
With our agribusiness lending experience, we can help you with your financing.
We specialize in egg real estate, operating lines of credit, and cattle and machinery financing. To serve you, we need to hear you.
So stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
My car is worth. I just don't drive it anymore.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
I'm tired of my old car. I just want something different.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
What about boats and campers?
Dan Porter Motors will buy it. Now, for a limited time, Dan Porter Motors will give you the most for your car, boat, pickup, camper, motorcycle, jet ski, tractor. You get the picture. Just stop in, give them the keys, and they'll write you a check. It's that simple. See Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
Welcome back to DCB&T Ballpark. Bottom of the 7th inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Hastings offense comes up empty in the top half of this inning, and the Big Sticks have a chance to add to an already impressive lead with Quade Peters, the leadoff hitter, here in this half inning. 1-2-3 for Badlands. Peters, Lewis, and Huddle. But Peters has had somewhat of a baffling night, just hasn't been able to make contact. First pitch from Tanner Johnson. Perhaps this can turn the tide for Peters as he tries to keep the Hastings Sodbusters on the ropes with their backs against the wall. Big Sticks looking for win number 22 on the year and to improve to 5-3 in the second half, which should put them on pace to be that first half, rather the first place team here in the second half. Peters swings one deep to left. It will be playable, and back to make the catch right in the corner pocket. Quade Peters denied again, but a great effort out there by the left fielder for the Hastings Sodbusters, as Cale Jensen came up with it, and that sends on Matthew Lewis for the Badlands Big Sticks. A one-out pitch coming up for Lewis. Peters denied, who's just hasn't had the kind of night he's been looking for. Team leader in hits, but tonight he has not been able to find him. Might get one more at bat, we'll see. And that one high and away for ball number 1. A 1-0 count for Matthew Lewis. As Johnson looking ahead to this next pitch. Lewis has been sensational. 3 hits on the night. Low and away, and that'll be strike number 1. A 1-1 count with 1 out. But Lewis with 3 hits, 1 run, 1 double, 2 RBIs total. It's the kind of night they write about in song. Lewis swing and a miss, and that brings the count to 1-2. Johnson not messing around. He's got a chance at a strikeout and to quickly get 2 outs against the Big Six offense here in the bottom of the 7th. Lewis swings one on a pop fly. Shallow right center, and back to make the catch will be Cabreras. Out number 2 here for Hastings. Lewis denied, and Isaac Huddle will be the next man on. So Huddle with a chance, but right now the Hastings Sodbusters defense has stepped up when they've needed to. So Huddle ready. A 2-out pitch coming up. And that's a breaking ball to the outside for ball number 1. A 1-0 count with 2 outs. Huddle with 1 hit, 1 run tonight, but don't forget he leads the team in doubles with 8, and we have seen a lot of those tonight from a number of different Big Sticks players. Matthew Lewis, Cam Uran, Royce Van Dyne, Balas Buckmaster, and Marcus Abelhausen all with doubles. 1-1. Huddle sends one over. Cabreras is there again. Ground and catch, throw to first, and he just got the out. And I think you see Isaac Huddle, he doesn't agree with the call. He thought that his foot was off the bag. But it looks as though it's not going to matter. That's out number 3 here in the 7th inning. Let's get another look at it. Looked like his foot might have been off the bag here. Let's take a look. And yeah, looks like he just got his foot on the bag, I believe. So don't blame Huddle for that. You see, he briefly stepped off. But either way, that ends the 7th inning. 8-4 game. Big Sticks come up empty as well. We'll be back for the 8th inning in just a moment here from Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark.
Challenges and struggles are part of everyday life for all of us. At Infinity Real Estate Group, we don't back down and we take it all in stride. In these struggles, there are no mistakes, only life lessons. We may not be that good at some things, but we do excel in real estate. We are Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
World-renowned YouTube chef Lamise O brings her authentic Caribbean cuisine to the Dickinson area. Island Cuisine is open in the St. Joe's Plaza with available takeout and dine-in options. You'll find their entire menu on Facebook or call 483-9918 to place a pickup order. Enjoy incredible dishes like brown stew chicken or everyone's favorite, Rasta Pasta. Call now to order or stop in. Island Cuisine, located in St. Joe's Plaza, Dickinson.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark, top of the 8th inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters here in game number 1 of series number 1 this season. As you check out the scene near home plate, Hastings down 4 runs, looking to make haste and come back into this game. But they're going to need a big turn of events. Nick Jones will be the leadoff hitter with 1 hit and 2 runs tonight. It'll go Jones, Chavez, and Rusty Wertman. 5, 6, 7 for Hastings. As they will look for a big turnaround in a hurry. Max Martin still on the mound for the Big Sticks. Defense trying to close this out as Badlands makes a bit of a shift over to right field. Jones a swing and a miss as Max Martin was not about waiting around. An 0-1 count and an 83-mile-per-hour fastball. Pitch number 2 is another fastball for strike 2, 0-2 count. And you see the form that Max Martin pitches with. It's very unique, but he makes it work for him. Almost kind of tangles his arm as he throws it. This one to the inside, not as lucky this time. That'll be ball number 1. A 1-2 count with no outs. Jones, the DH, waiting. 1 hit, 2 runs. Pitch is on, and it is a wild grounder. Too far to the inside, a 2-2 count with no outs. The next 3 guys up to bat for the Hastings Sodbusters all have hits tonight. Something to keep in mind in their comeback hopes. And that one again to the inside. All of a sudden, it is a full count of 3-2. Here's a look at the Hastings first base dugout. Hoping that Nick Jones can deliver a signature shot. And he swings one into center field. Back to make the catch is Matthew Lewis. So Nick Jones denied. Anthony Chavez will be the next man on. But that could have been a massive leadoff swing, and instead it stays inside the ballpark boundary. So in comes Chavez out of Ventura College in Oxnard, California. Looking to be like the little Einstein to send a rocket ball going through the sky, and a 1-out pitch. Martin will drive it in, and it's swung on to right, and another easy catch. This time it's Cam Uran who gets the job done. That'll be out number 2 here in the top of the 8th, and 2 swings for the Sodbusters coming up empty as Rusty Wertman will be the next man up. And Hastings in big need of a swing here to keep their hopes alive. Otherwise, they've only got 3 more outs before the game will be over offensively for them. Pitch from Martin. Swung on. Fair ball. Martin. Foot race over to Rogers for out number 3. Hands it off like a fullback, and the Big Sticks go 1-2-3 on the Sodbusters offense for one of the first times tonight. Score still 8-4. The Big Sticks defense getting the job done. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 8th inning in just a moment. The Big Sticks looking for insurance runs.
Favorite thing about my street?
My co-op.
It isn't just about electricity.
It's about power.
The power of information.
About safety.
Efficiency. Technology.
I am the co-op.
I am the co-op.
And the co-op
is me.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Clogged or slow-moving drains are no match for Josh and his licensed techs at Unplugged Drain Cleaning of Dickinson. They provide 24-hour service to solve all your sewer problems, using only the best equipment along with the latest drain camera technology to resolve issues while maintaining the integrity of your pipes. They take pride in thoroughly explaining your options, providing free estimates and great service, and making sure your issues are resolved permanently. Contact Unplugged Drain Cleaning at 701-290-9737 or online at unpluggeddrains.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Danny Rogers will be the leadoff hitter for Badlands as they look to ensure some runs in just a moment to extend an already impressive 8-4 lead over the Hastings Sodbusters. And Rogers, looking for his 2nd hit of the night, has 1 hit with 2 runs. And he wants to absolutely explode things like a firework, and By the way, there's some going off over right field right now, but July 4th already ended, folks. Guess it's always a good time for fireworks here. That one high and away. It'll be ball number 1 for a 1-0 count. On that topic, there's been some impressive fireworks shows all across the Dakotas. As Rogers, oh my goodness, he got hit by a pitch again. Rogers on to first base. It has not been the kind of night he would probably like. He wanted more of a home run, but he'll get on base again by a hit by pitch from Tanner Johnson. And he's trying to avoid it at all costs, but he ends up getting the free trip to first base. So Cam Uran will be the next man on. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 double, 1 RBI. Tanner Johnson with another hit by pitch, and he puts a Big Sticks runner on base. Uran looking for hit number 3. And he's gonna have a hit by pitch. Right off of his right arm. That's 2 straight now on the Big Sticks, as Johnson just angled it way too far to the inside. Near that right shoulder. 2 base runners now for the Big Sticks, as it looks like we'll see Shipper coming on out to have a quick conversation with Tanner Johnson. So Royce Van Dyne's at bat will have to wait. We'll see what he wants to do with Tanner Johnson. Obviously a critical moment here in the bottom of the 8th for the Hastings Sodbusters. 4-run lead is near insurmountable, but getting any more than that would basically be the nail in the coffin of the game. He's going to keep him in there for the time being, but right now the Big Sticks kind of playing with house money. They're definitely in the catbird seat, as Royce Van Dyne gets ready to come on. 8-4 game, looking to deliver the Big Sticks' 11th hit of the game. Badlands has kind of cooled off after that initial flurry of a total of 7 runs in the first 3 innings. Van Dyne watches it go towards the outside for a strike, and the count moves to 0-1 for Tanner Johnson, no outs. Van Dyne had the first run scored of the game, courtesy of an RBI double for the Big Sticks. That'll be strike 2. All of a sudden, it's an 0-2 count, and a chance to strike out Royce Van Dyne, which could be crucial to helping stop the Big Sticks' flurry of offense that could develop in the bottom of the 8th. And this one's going to be bobbled for a ball. A 1-2 count, as Wharton couldn't quite catch up with it. He is able to keep it in front of him, and the Big Sticks runners stay in position with Danny Rogers and Cam Uran. That's a high and away, ball number 2. 2-2 count on the high arcing breaking ball. Royce Van Dyne staying alive. Van Dyne swings it deep to left. That'll be a foul ball that settles down in foul territory. Count stays at 2 apiece. No outs here, so Van Dyne has a little bit of leeway to be more aggressive, and he might look for that knockout punch right here. 2-2, no outs again. High arcing pitch, and that'll be ball number 3. Count goes full for Van Dyne. And remember the big shot that he's delivered in the past. Did it against the Fremont Moo late in that game as well. He'll foul this one off. It goes into the backstop. Count stays full. Van Dyne with 2 home runs this year, both of them at home. This is a guy who, if he makes just the right enough contact with the right enough angle, it can be a killer for the defense. Count is full, 3-2, no outs. And Van Dyne's gonna get walked. There won't be any home run swing. Instead, it's a bases loaded opportunity that sends on Balas Buckmaster. So Tanner Johnson with 2 hit by pitches and a walk to start off this half inning, as Buckmaster comes on already with 1 hit, 2 RBIs, 1 double, and 1 run in the game. Bases loaded and the Big Sticks can smell the finish line right now. Can Buckmaster deliver for the Big Sticks? Pitches in, high and away. 1-0 count, and if he puts another runner on base, courtesy of a walk or a hit by pitch, it will be a walked-in run for Badlands. It would score Danny Rogers first, who's currently in the hot corner. High and away for ball number 2. Too far upstairs. That one kind of in the attic. 2-0 count, no outs. After Buckmasters, Erlob and Abelhausen, they should at least get a chance in this half inning. Slider for a strike, 2-1. Big Sticks fans not in agreement with that call. Home plate umpire ruling it a strike though, giving the Sodbusters pitching a little bit of life here with Tanner Johnson. That one will be a ball, however. 3-1 count, no outs. Velas, this could be your chance to strike. Bases loaded. No outs. And strike 2, just able to send in the slider. Count goes full for Velas Buckmaster. You see Cam Uran on the left side of your screen, near second base. Pretty big leadoff. Runners might go here. Buckmaster fouls it off, and the count stays full. 3-2, no outs. Remember, Buckmaster has an RBI double that scored 2 runs earlier on tonight. Could he get the Big Sticks to double digits here? He'll swing one into left field, smoked and delivered by Velas Buckmaster. Another 2 runs are going to score. And Buckmaster has his second 2-run RBI double as Royce Van Dyne is out at third base. But Velas Buckmaster smoked like turkey on the grill. And the Big Sticks score 2 more runs. He now has 4 RBIs on the night. As here's the throw to third base, and yeah, looks like he got him out. Royce Van Dyne just unable to make it in time. But Velas Buckmaster now with 2 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 1 run. And that is heavy player of the game contention status as Erlob comes on. And going on to third base, Buckmaster steals it. How about a stolen base to add to his total? Velas Buckmaster in his return game is absolutely showing that he's a stud. A 1-0 count for Erlob. 10-4 game, Big Sticks now on top. Erlob swings it, it's a fair ball, and it's gonna get past the first baseman, Gaz. That'll be an out, but Buckmaster comes home. Run number 11 for Badlands, and an RBI for Alex Erlob. Big Sticks are pouring it on here in the bottom of the 8th, and Velas Buckmaster has been a part of all 3 runs. Erlob without a hit, but an RBI is delivered. And now the second run of the game for Velas Buckmaster as Marcus Abelhausen will come on a 2-out pitch. And this one will be fouled off of home plate. Count will go to 0-1. Abelhausen with a hit, a double, 2 runs. And just about every Big Sticks player has contributed in some capacity tonight to this 11-4 lead that you currently see. A true team effort for Badlands, and they've made the most of it. 0-1 count with 2 outs. Abelhausen waiting back. High pitch up and away for ball number 1. A 1-1 count with 2 outs. Big Sticks 3 outs away defensively from a victory, but they're going to make the most of this final out offensively to add on as many runs as they can. The objective was stretch the lead, and that's exactly what they've done here in the bottom of the 8th. As this one's fouled off by Abelhausen. Count goes to 2s across the board with 2 outs. here in the bottom of the 8th. As the Big Sticks will look for this series opening victory over Hastings. And he got struck out. Marcus Appelhausen sent back towards the third base dugout, and a beautiful K, courtesy of Tanner Johnson. He gets out of this half inning. Tough break for Appelhausen, but Malas Buckmaster shows he's an absolute unit in the bottom of the 8th inning. 4 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 doubles, 2 runs in the game. All that needs to be said. Top of the 9th inning, 3 outs away from a Big Sticks victory. We'll be back in just a moment.
Western Cooperative Credit Union is your local loan headquarters. Thinking about a new car or truck, ATV, boat, or RV? We'll make the process quick and easy. Call us today. Western Cooperative Credit Union. 85 years the Western way. Western Cooperative Credit Union is dedicated to offering you the best financial services around. We're local, we're personal, and we're great at what we do for you. Join the herd. Western Cooperative Credit Union. 85 years the Western way.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean-burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
You have many co-pilots in life. And for 4 generations, we've been happy to help keep you on the road with all of them. Whether it's your first vehicle or your 10th, we're proud to be at your side when you need us. Think of us as the co-pilot that keeps you in the driver's seat. We've been proud to be by your side for 100 years. Here's to the next 100. Sachs Motor Company in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark, and look who is on the mound for the Badlands Big Sticks. Yes, look at that camera screen. Look at that. Troy Berg is on the mound for the Badlands Big Sticks. Even the Hastings players want to get a good look at it. 1 inning pitched thus far on the year. He played against the Fremont Moo in Fremont in Game 3 of that series back in late June. 1 hit, 1 run given up, 1 strikeout. A 7.00 ERA thus far, as Josh Printer will be the first man up for him to test his skills against. 8-9-1, and he'll send one deep to center field, back at the wall, and the catch will be made. Matthew Lewis bails out his pitcher for out number 1, and Troy Berg shakes his head. Yes, he likes that start. And Lane Shires will be the next man on. 1 hit, 1 RBI for Hastings. Already 1 out, Big Sticks outfield responding. It's an inside pitch by Berg. Count goes to 1-0, and you gotta love the reaction from the Big Sticks third base dugout. And you should have seen the reaction from the fans when he came up to the mound. That's a breaking ball that's too far to the outside for a 2-0, but they love seeing a guy who's usually playing in the lineup coming out as a pitcher. This one swung on to left center, and another catch is made. Matthew Lewis with a 2nd straight out. Aim, set, and fire. Matthew Lewis, 2 straight outs, and a 2-out pitch coming up for Kyle Hiltbrand, as the Big Sticks are 1 out away from moving to their 22nd victory on the season and getting the first win over Hastings. Swing and a miss for an 0-1. Troy Berg throws a strike, and these fans are loving it. First time he's pitched at home this year, and he gets a 2nd strike. 0-2. Hiltbrand being ultra aggressive. And look at the Big Sticks dugout in the background. They're getting ready to pop the champagne. Swung up and away. Rogers has got it, and fireworks go off in the background. It's been that kind of night for the Big Sticks. 11-4, Badlands gets the victory as the Big Sticks find a way to absolutely show what they've got. 11-4, the final score, and the Big Sticks will move to 22-12 on the season and are 1-0 against the Hastings Sodbusters here in the Independence League play. We'll be back in just a moment for some post-game reaction and post-game coverage, including player of the game honors. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Justin Glass specializes in windshield replacement and repair. With over 20 years experience in the auto glass business, Justin Glass works with all insurance companies and deductibles. We have the best cash prices in town. We also offer camera recalibration in shop, so there's no longer any need to go to a dealership after a windshield replacement. Add to that our windshield warranty program, and Justin Glass is the only place you'll need to stop.
Drive by the rest, then come to the best. Justin Glass. 483
Make the most of your summer with a quick stop at Rosie's Food and Gas in South Dickinson. You'll find everything from live bait to lottery tickets. Pick up a hunting or fishing license, or even borrow a life jacket. Cool off with a for real ice cream shake, or pick up a snack on the way to the Big Sticks game. Rosie's Food and Gas, 1 block west of the Astoria Field in Dickinson.
The Eagles Club in downtown Dickinson is the best place to get together with your friends and enjoy a nice cold beverage any time of the day. They have weekly lunch specials from 11 to 1:30 and beer and wings Thursdays from 5 to 9. The Eagles is also available for your special event. Call now to reserve your date. You'll find everything the Eagles is planning on their Facebook page, and you can check out their monthly calendar to see all the entertainment and events going on. Whether you're looking for something different for lunch or something fun to do with your friends, try the Eagles in downtown Dickinson.
Welcome back to Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark. 11-4 the final score. The Badlands Big Sticks take down the Hastings Sodbusters in game number 1 of this weekend series here in Dickinson. Player of the game, no doubt, it's Balas Buckmaster. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, 2 runs on the night. This guy was electric, especially in the bottom of the 8th, where he helped account for 3 runs for the Big Sticks, 2 of them courtesy of runs batted in, and 1 he scored on his own. Helped to secure the Big Sticks victory. 11-4, Badlands gets the win, and they'll be back in action tomorrow night at the same time, 6:20 Mountain Time here in Dickinson for game number 2 between the Big Sticks and the Sodbusters. Hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We will see you then, and